Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Health, Labette Bank, Woodworth Community Services, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Bartlett Co-op, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, No Dine Legal, Tank Connections, USD 506, Wood Doolahary, Community National Bank, Corner Post Crop Insurance with J.J. Bebb, the Corner Store of Altamont, Thomas Implement of Altamont, and Zach Townsend with T&T Agronomy, and Kendall Hall with Farm Bureau Financial Services of Altamont, and MJ's Burger House.
You like to say the word "and," don't you?
I do. That's the easiest way to say those. They're written really weird, and I don't like it.
Yeah. So, Jack, we've talked a lot about the defense. We've talked about the both two-way players. We listened to the injury report on the way here. No noticeable injuries for Labette County going into this game, but one guy returns to the starting lineup for Labette County, and he is a factor on the outside and gives Noah Yeoman and Trey Vincent a little bit more space.
Yes.
As number 4, the junior 6'1", 145, Derek Jones makes his return to the starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, I didn't realize Derek was 6 foot tall.
I didn't either, but hey, that's what it says here.
And talking about that, looking over at Winfield, we'll get back to Derek in a second. They only have one player over 6 foot tall, and he's 6'1". But I mean, they're probably, big dudes. But anyways, I thought that was something to note. But the Grizzlies aren't tall by any means. But yeah, Derek, I mean, obviously his talent is a lot of help. But even more help than that is, like you just said, taking some pressure off. We had Trey Vincent and Griff Eaton both in there running wide receiver for us.
2 sophomores.
Right, yeah, and not very big dudes. I think they're going to be a huge factor moving forward in the Labette County Grizzly football program, because I remember watching them in JV. They were good. They were really good. But Derek coming in will leave some pressure off of them and obviously give Cooper another option. So, yeah, I mean, he definitely plays a big part in tonight's game, I think.
As we begin to see Labette County emerge from their locker room, led out by defensive coordinator and assistant head coach Bradley Argerbright, as Argerbright's in his 6th season here with the Labette County Grizzly program, as he is excited for tonight, and he continues to get his team pumped up, as Labette County tonight will be wearing the white tops with the white pants and the angry red helmets with the Grizzly logo on the side and the number. Jack, I don't really know what to expect tonight, but I sure as heck hope that Labette County continues to get the ball downhill tonight. And with that being said, as we approach 6 minutes, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Jack, give me your 3 keys tonight for these Grizzlies to walk away with the victory out of Winfield, Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first key has to be turnovers. It killed us last week. It's killed us in the past. Control the ball. Second one would be time of possession, with kind of links together with turnovers, because that defense got gassed late and made the score look worse than it was. So definitely just get a few if you're not going to score, get a couple first downs for that defense. And third, run game. With Trent Brock, feed him the ball. Good things happen whenever he touches it. I know he plays both ways, but I think he'll be a bigger factor tonight on the offensive side. So if you're going to wear him out on the offensive side. And because the safeties that we have can cover for him a little bit. But get him the ball on the offensive end and let him get downhill and create space for the passing game.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fun one to watch, as we're now 5 minutes and 23 seconds away from the opening kickoff here in Winfield, Kansas. Let's pause one more time for a 60-second timeout here on KOKC 106.7 FM.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
4 minutes and 5 seconds. 4 minutes and 5 seconds away from the start of this ball game. Labette County awaiting the. I assume they're all in this tunnel sitting down here at the
I don't see
end
any
of the facility.
of the Vikings. I see none.
The Vikings have not emerged, and they look to be inside of a big blue helmet that says "Home of the Vikings" on the side of it. It is quite the sight to see, as we saw one last week at Pittsburgh. This week we see one here in Winfield. Maybe soon we're going to see one at Labette County, Jack. I mean, they are starting to become very popular.
That would be cool.
And so
the kids would love that.
They
man.
would.
I'd want to go run through it.
Hey, maybe they'll let you. Let them,
the headset on,
yeah,
cord dangling behind me in the wind.
We'll let you lead them out of the tunnel one time. We'll work on that one for you. As we get ready, we're going to go ahead and give you the starting lineups for tonight's game. On the offensive side, again, we're going to highlight number 4, Derek Jones, a wide receiver, back in the starting lineup, joining his counterpart, number 6, the senior wide receiver, Noah Yeoman. And then joining those two in the backfield, or throwing the ball to him perhaps, we're going to go down number 15, the senior quarterback, Cooper Peak, the third wide receiver in the lineup, number 16, Trey Vinson. The running back tonight, number 23, Trent Brock. The tight end, number 25, Andrew Jamison. The center, number 50, Joel Mathis. Joining Joel on his right and left is going to be number 58, Mitchell House. Number 61, Chandler Chumpa Moore. Number 66, Kaysen Vanetta. And number 76, Noah Simmons. On the defensive side of it, we're going to see number 8, John Kohler, the junior, playing some defensive back. The linebacker, number 11, Andon Searles. Cornerback tonight, number 13, Russell McCarty. On his opposite side, it's going to be number 28, Evan Flatt. Linebacker number 31, Cody Hamilton. Number 33, Cade Kernut. Defensive ends, number 67, Robert Tobel. Number 87, Noah Grady. And the other linebacker in the set, number 25, Andrew Jameson. Rounding out, it'll be safety, number 23, Trent Brock. As now we see the Winfield Vikings emerge from their big blue tunnel, led out in their blue uniforms, white pants, and the royal blue helmets with the Viking wing on the sides, carrying the American flag in their Winfield Viking helmet. Jack, are we ready for football yet here in Southeast Kansas?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready for football here in Southeast Kansas.
All right.
Always am.
As we are right on the doorstep of Southwestern College here in Winfield, Kansas, we are 1 minute away. Let's pause for a 30-second break here on KLKC.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if you didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had my surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
"30 seconds and counting. Jack, any final thoughts before we jump into the ball game here tonight?
Well, a name that you mentioned, Noah Yeoman, going through the lineup. He got the ball a few times off of some quick bootleg passes and got a couple edges on the Dragons. I'd like to see him get the ball a couple times, maybe off of I remember they ran it with him a jet sweep quite a bit last year, and he'd catch it, or off the handoff rather, and try and get an edge. He's fast. And if he's got a one-on-one maybe, and no safety, see if he can burn that receiver. And if the O-line can give Cooper enough time, we could get a long touchdown, and he can maybe take Nathan's spot, if you will, in that category of long touchdowns, because he's really fast. So I'd like to see him get a few more touches tonight.
So an interesting matchup, as we talked about it earlier in the pregame. These Vikings like to crowd the line. We're going to see what they do on their first possession of defense as the coin flip happens before the game with all the coronavirus precautions. And it will be number 68 for the Vikings, Austin Bryant, teeing it up. Back deep for Labette County will be Noah Yeoman and Trey Vinson. As we're about ready for football here in Winfield, Kansas, it will be Labette County moving from left to right. Winfield will start moving right to left. Jack, it's finally game time.
It is, and we'll see where the kicker kicks it, because the Pittsburgh kicker kicked it to Noah every single time. So we'll see if this guy can kick it. Who is that? Trey? That's Trey.
It is Trey back there in the back.
Trey Vincent. He's really fast too. So 2 good returners. We'll see who the kicker chooses tonight. Hopefully they don't have to kick off too many times.
The whistle's been sounded. The tee is up, and here we go. It is ball game here in Winfield, Kansas. Ball is a long line drive kick taken in the end zone by Noah Yeoman. Jack was afraid he was going to bring it out. Official blows it dead. A low line drive boot from Bryant to begin this one for the Vikings.
It wasn't. I would have done the same thing if I was in Noah's position because he caught it of what looked or kind of felt like, if you're him, the 1 yard line, and then he kind of fell into the end zone. So luckily the ref called a touchback, because if the ref wouldn't have said anything, Noah was going to run that out.
As the Vikings start with 1 deep safety, 4 down linemen, and 2 linebackers. As it's going to be Peak in the shotgun, takes a snap right on cue, hands it off to Brock. Brock takes it right up the middle, up his left tackle, and pushes forward is that offensive line for a gain of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 for Labette County, or 4. They're going to give them 6 on the markers. 2nd down and 4. Positive sign already for these Grizzlies. The ball went on the ground first play.
Yeah, exactly. And 6 yards a carry is more than expected. So if he could even get 3 yards a carry, I mean, that's great.
Another snap and handoff up the middle to Trent Brock. Lowers the shoulder and goes right into Jackson Angle of the Viking defense. Another gain of 3. And it is 3rd and 1 for this Grizzly offense. Already more carries for Trent Brock than we saw in the first 2 possessions last week.
Yeah, now it's 3rd and 1's tough because you went run. Winfield's going to expect Trent to get it in the middle, so they might pinch their line. So running it up the middle could be tough here.
Peak in the shotgun, man in motion. It's Vincent as he goes through in front of the quarterback. Another handoff up the middle. Trent Brock, he finds that 1 yard before being driven back.
Nice.
As he gets all the way out to the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10, Labette County. And I think now we might see a play action now that we've seen 3 straight runs.
I don't disagree, and I really like that motion there, putting Trey Vincent in motion to kind of dice things up a little bit. That's something I mentioned last week, is a little bit more motion behind the line of scrimmage before the snap, and they did it there, and it worked.
As Peak's going back to the shotgun once again, he's going to have Brock to his right, 2 wide receivers split out to the left, Vincent the lone receiver on the near side, and yet another handoff to Trent Brock, and the Vikings are sitting right there on it as it is a loss of 4 for Labette County. 2nd down and a long 13 is what we're going to say for these Grizzlies. Something we didn't expect, Jack. Another run play coming out of Labette County.
Play action would have been picture perfect right there. As he pulls out all the blue jerseys that already dialed in on Trent.
As Labette County has a little confusion on the offensive side, they're bringing Jamison off now, and they've got 4 wide receivers. Griff Eaton and Trey Vincent to the near side, Jones and Yeoman to the far side. They're looking pump fake. Peak pulls it down and is wrapped up and taken down for a loss as he looked to have a streaking Yeoman, but could not get the throw off. Another loss for Labette County brings up 3rd down and 13 once again for these Grizzlies.
Yeah, nobody was guarding Griff. He was in the slot position. Nobody was guarding him. They were man on the outside, but zone on the inside, and the guy didn't follow him. He was wide open on the right hash.
4 wide receivers once again for Labette County. Snap to Peak in the shotgun high. He handles it well. He's looking far side. Nothing there. He steps up in the pocket, breaks a tackle, has an open man, and throws it low to Griff Eaton. They're going to say it bounced off the ground. No catch. So 4th down and long as we're going to see the special teams unit trot on, and it's going to be Andon Searle. Nope. There he is.
Yep,
our
there's
famous
Harrison.
cameraman, Harrison Hall, number 14, back to punt for Labette County, as Sorrells comes into the game as a fly man on the outside.
Yeah, I guess we've got an all right replacement for him, don't we, Noah?
And there's a snap and a boot from Hall. It is a short one as it looks to go out of bounds at the Grizzly 49-yard line. 20-yard punt from Hall. And the Vikings will have their very first possession of the game inside Labette County territory.
And that's what killed us early last week was field position. Pittsburgh's first, I want to say 3, I know for sure 2 possessions came in our territory on this side of the 50. And a mirror image this week.
First down and 10 now for the Vikings at the Grizzly 49-yard line. Quarterback under center. He's going to hand off straight up the middle to the Vikings. Not sure of the number yet. As he climbs up out of the pile, it's going to be
number 6, I believe.
Number 6, Armand Acosta. I remember that name from last year. Familiar running back for these Vikings. First carry of the ball game, picks up 1 after the tackle is made by Brock and Jamison. Going under center again, I formation. Acosta in the backfield. Quarterback's under center. Takes the snap. He fakes the handoff. It's going to be Yingling rolling out to the right. Looks to dump it off. Finds his man as he finds number 4, Braden Ledford, for the completion. Gain of 7 on the reception from Yingling to Ledford. 3rd down and 1 now for these Vikings.
Yeah, that was a good job by the quarterback there, keeping his head up, because Andon was in hot pursuit of him and got there. But the ball was on the opposite side of his body, which gave him room to throw to his receiver. But a nice look there, and good job getting open.
3rd down and 1 at the Grizzly 41-yard line is his Viking offense as they're going to the pistol set here with Yingling in at quarterback. It's going to be Acosta to his left, 3 wide receivers to the near side. As the Grizzly defense begins to crouch in, Yingling's going to keep it, goes right up the middle and picks up more than enough for the first down. Looks like a gain of 6 on the quarterback keeper as they are now inside the Grizzly 40 to the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Vikings.
Yeah, and the Grizzly safeties, if the Vikings keep this up, the Grizzly safeties and D-backs can't get too comfortable because Pittsburgh hit us with a dagger. A dagger is in a deep throw that caught us off guard, and they scored an easy 6 off of it.
As Labette County brings safety Hunter Shaplowski in to put him on the D-line. Labette County trying to mix some things up. Yingling in shotgun, hands it off to Acosta, pulls it out, and right immediately we talk about Shaplowski getting through the line. He is right there and wraps him up for a loss of 4. Great play there by Shaplowski to blow through this offensive line of the Vikings.
Yeah, Hunter, obviously new to our team this year and school last year. Came in second semester, I believe.
Yep.
But I heard great things about him coming in and having high expectations for him, and he's meeting them tonight.
After the first play.
Yeah, well, it was a clean cutoff to that sentence, so yeah, thank you.
2nd down and 13 for the Vikings. Strips receivers to the near side. Yingling in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking, throws it deep, has a wide open receiver as they completely left him uncovered. It's Lance Austin with the reception as they are 1st and goal now at the Grizzly 5-yard line, as that is a 35-yard completion, or 30-yard completion from Yingling to Austin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was worrying was getting ready to happen, because they were just pounding it down the throat that whole possession, and then they just run a little dump right over the middle for 30 yards. I was afraid of that.
As Yingling goes under center with the lone running back Acosta in the backfield. There's a snap, fakes the handoff. Yingling's keeping it. Nobody sealed the outside. He runs out of bounds. They're going to say a touchdown as he extended the ball over the pylon. Touchdown Vikings here at the 6:01 mark in this first quarter. It's 6-0 with the extra point pending.
Yeah, Yingling's quick, and that can make it even tougher on the D-line to on option plays and things like that, because you have to keep an eye on him too, because some quarterbacks don't run. But he's obviously really fast and can run, so you have to keep multiple eyes out of the backfield if you're the Grizzly D-line.
As it's going to be an extra point once again. Jack, we've seen more extra points already this season than we've seen in the last 2 years.
I know, and we've seen one successful one, so we'll see if we can make it 2 tonight.
As Brian's going to be the one kicking it for the Vikings. Kick is up, and it is good, no doubt about it.
That's a good kick.
As it is now 7-0. The Vikings as they score on their first possession on a total drive of 49 yards. Let's pause real quick for a 30-second break here on KLKC.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after He played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery, in 5 months, I'm back to 100% playing sports again.
Grizzlies getting ready to return their second kickoff of the ball game. Bryant set to tee it up. Back deep once again is Yeoman and Vinson for Labette County.
Yeah, that was I think the reason why so many kicks are unsuccessful isn't because of the kicker, it's because of the protection. And it's pretty easy to get through and block it, but good protection there by the Vikings.
Bryant boots another one right at Yeoman, bounces off his legs, picks it up at the 8-yard line, has a seal up the side, runs into his own man, and a flag is thrown as he is taken down at the 19-yard line. Looks like it's going to go back 10 yards. Vikings say they have the football, as they do come out of the pile with the football. Not exactly sure how, but they did.
Yeah, that was weird, but that looked like a really promising return there, and then he ran into a white jersey, which is extremely unfortunate, but we'll see what the call is here.
Officials sort out the mess. Right now it's Labette County football at the 19, and it's a block in the back against Labette County, 10-yard penalty. Back them up to the 9-yard line. Labette County has a long field ahead of them, but they've got to get something going positive on the offensive side.
Yeah, they do. What would be perfect for this offense and defense, but more so the offense, is just a 90-yard touchdown drive. That would be perfect because at Pittsburgh, we scored off of a scoop and score, a fumble and a touchdown, and then off of an interception. So the defense helped out the offense. So this would be a nice drive if we could make it happen.
As it is a Wildcat set, we're going Vinson and Brock in the backfield. First time we've seen it this year. Pitch out to Vinson, creates in space. He finds a seam and goes for 9 yards on the pitch, or 10 yards on the pitch from Brock to Vinson as Coach Price looks to shake it up here after switching out Cooper Peak.
Yeah, I like it. I really like the diversity of the play calling right now. I mean, stretching out to the outside, getting the ball in different players' hands, and Trey Vincent, a really, really fast player. So, and there he is again, him and Trent in the backfield.
Trenton Vincent in the backfield. Another fake pinch. This time Trent keeps it, breaks one tackle, and Vikings are just swarming in now. Flag comes flying in late from the back official. Brock manages to get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line with a penalty coming, as they look to be pointing out the Vikings side. Personal foul face mask against the Vikings. We'll see if it's 5 yards or 15. If it's incidental, it's 5. It is intentional. 15-yard penalty gives the Grizzlies great field position out to the 35-yard line. Jack, they're off to a promising start after you make their comments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, from the 9 all the way up now to the 35, and we'll take anything we can get.
As now we have, once again, the Wildcat set with Brock and Vinson. There's a snap to Brock, pitches it out to Trey Vincent. He picks up a beautiful block, finds the seam, breaks one tackle before being wrapped up and brought down at the 38-yard line. Gain of 3 on the carry there for Vincent. Second down and 7, Labette County.
Yeah, he ran a lot more than 3 yards there. Just a lot of his strides were running 90 degrees this way rather than that way, but he was trying to get the edge, but not many blockers over there, really.
Jack, I'm sitting here really curious as I now see Cooper Peaks lined up over here on the near side at wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I can see some trickery
hey,
coming
Danny
soon.
Amendola play, huh?
A fake pitch now as Brock keeps it, has a block from a lineman, splits a defender, and keeps the legs turning, picks up what looks to be 4 or 5 on the carry. He's going to be real close to a first down, as it looks like they give him 6 on the carry, so third down and 1 for Labette County as this Wildcat formation has the Viking defense on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, that was great awareness by Trent to go inside of his blocker.
Another fake pinch from Brock. He stops in the backfield, tries to pick it up, and his offensive lineman just comes and grabs him and throws him forward. What a play from number 58. Mitchell House, the big man in that offensive line, grabs a hold of Brock and says, come on, my friend, I'll take you across myself.
Yeah, that's just great teamwork and great awareness, going from blocking his man to helping his guy out who needed it.
First down and 10, Labette County is there at the 46-yard line. Still in the Wildcat says there. Oh, nope, never mind. There's Cooper Peak in the backfield. Gets the out pass to Yeoman. Yeoman splits the defenders. Another 10 yards for Labette County. Has them inside Viking territory to the 43-yard line on the pitch and catch from Peak to Yeoman.
Yeah, that was Derek, I think. Was that Derek Jones?
It was Yeoman.
That was Derek, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Derek.
It was Derek, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, just to give him the credit, not trying to throw you under the bus.
I'm pretty sure it was Yeoman, but I'll stay with you. As we're once again back to the shotgun set, we have Peak in the backfield with Brock to his right. Man in motion is Yeoman. Fakes the handoff to Yeoman, hands it off to Brock. He's got the seam up the left sideline, breaks one tackle, picks up 10 yards. First down and 10, once again, Labette County, as they are now at the Viking 32-yard line. Momentum is churning for this Grizzly offense as they look to continue to drive the ball down what looks to be a hand-on-the-hip defense right now for these Vikings.
Yeah, it is. The play calling is really, really good. Started out with a good option with Trey Vinson. Then you run some Wildcat and the pass.
Hands it off to Trent Brock on the several options. He hops over a defender, not refusing to go down, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe gives him a half a yard. Second down and 10 for Labette County, as now there is 2:47 on the clock here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Labette County started positive, went backwards, and then gives the ball to Winfield, and they score on their first possession of the ball game, putting us at 7-0. Quick out now to Derek Jones. He is wrapped up and brought down after a gain of 5. Third down and 5 now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, in that play, we've ran it twice now to Derek on the far side. It's just called taking what the defense gives you. They're giving Derek a huge cushion. He's just running a 5-yard hitch. Cooper's throwing in the ball. I mean, backyard football right there.
We talked about the effectiveness of Derek Jones, and we're already seeing it here early in this game as Cooper seems to have some comfortability with him as we're now facing a 3rd and 5 from the Viking 27-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Trent Brock. He lowers the shoulder, looks to be close to a first down. You're 4-down territory either way, but it's going to be 4th and 1 after the run from Brock as it's now inside the 25-yard line for these Grizzlies, as it looks like we're headed back to the Wildcat formation as Peak is making his way to the near side.
Yeah, and I really like and understand that play call, because if you throw it and it's incomplete, you're looking at a 4th and 5 or more rather than what is now just a 4th and 2 maybe. 4th and 1.
4th and long one at that.
Yeah.
Snap to Brock. He pitches it out to Vincent. Vincent cannot get away from the tacklers. He's wrapped up and brought down by Braden Ledford. What a promising drive for Labette County. Doesn't make it for the first down, and it will be Vikings ball on a turnover on downs. First down and 10 Vikings at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's just tough. The edges last week collapsed really, really fast, and that was a picture-perfect image of what was happening last week. We would try to get to the edge, but we couldn't get there fast enough. The blockers didn't stretch out far enough on the field. Everything was inside.
As it's going to be Yingling back in at quarterback, going to the pistol set, 3 yards behind him is going to be Acosta. Man in motion is Ledford. As there's the snap and the handoff to Acosta. He finds the right side before being wrapped up and taken down by Andrew Jamison and Andon Searles. Gain of 3 on the carry for Acosta brings up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Andrew Jamison and Andon Searles on the tackle is something we'll say a lot this year. They're so good. Once they get a hand on you, it's tough to get away.
Some offensive substitutions for the Vikings. As they make their way to the line of scrimmage, they're kind of the old style. They're going to huddle up and then come to the line with the play. Trips receivers to the near side. Pistol set again for the Vikings. As Yingling is maintaining the quarterback position. Trent Brock, the lone safety for Labette County, as he is 10 yards off the ball. Everybody else is closer than that. Handoff wrapped up in the backfield is Acosta, and Labette County still manages to let him get back to the line of scrimmage after it looked like they had him back 4 yards behind the line, as it's number 31, Cody Hamilton, in on the tackle for Labette County. Checking in now is Shaplowski, replacing number 22, Braden Berger.
Yeah, Cody could have had him for a loss of 1 or 2, but I don't think he knew he had the ball. It was an option, and I don't think that he knew he had the ball.
At the end of the first quarter, as the time runs out here, it is the Vikings 7, the Labette County 0 here in Winfield, Kansas. Let's take a 60-second timeout here on KOKC 106.7.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you're trying to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke. It's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time. That sounds fast. Better call 911. At Strokes First Sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
Just like most of you, this year's been quite different at Wood Dooley Insurance.
We learned to Zoom.
Daniel, what are you wearing?
Khakis. And we social distance.
But the one thing that didn't change, our commitment to customer service. We helped file claims when summer thunderstorms brought wind and hail damage, and continued to find customers affordable coverage options for home, auto, business, and farms. Wood Dooley Insurance, a true constant in a year of change.
As the Vikings head back out onto the field, leading 7-0 here at the start of the second quarter. 3rd down and 8 is what the Vikings face. Yingling in at the pistol set. Jack, you need to stop over here. As they go to I formation, it's a pitch out to Acosta. He gets to the right side. Trent Brock, what a play there as he breaks down and wraps him up for a loss of 1, 4th down and 8 now for this Viking offense, as it might be the first time we've seen the Viking punter.
Yep.
Or we might not. They may still fake it on us.
Yeah, they could. That was a great tackle there by Trent. Perfect tackle, too. Hit him right at the knees, and then 2 other teammates were there to help him finish him off. That was perfect defense.
As Labette County prepares for the punt, they'll send in Trey Vincent. His heels will be lined up on the 39-yard line, or 41-yard line, correction. The punter tonight will be number 12, I believe. Ooh. The ball is away, nearly blocked as Chapman gets it off. And it just continues to roll, takes a Viking roll to the 25-yard line of Labette County as he flips the field position 25-25. And it's going to be 1st down and 10, Labette County once again starting deep inside their own territory.
Yeah, I mean, this is like 15 yards better than their starting field position on their last possession, which they did really well in. The play calling was a lot different, a little bit more motion, a lot more different players got the ball. Trey Vincent did a great job on the outside a couple times. Derek Jones caught 2 curl routes that were really nice, and they're still giving him a cushion here. All the D-backs are 15 or 10 yards off of our wide receivers.
As it's going to be shotgun set, it is Peak alongside Brock. So back to the familiar setup, Jones and Yeoman to the near side. Vincent, the loading receiver, on the far side. 12 seconds on the play clock here for the Grizzlies. There's a snap and a handoff to Brock. Ooh. And Trent manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to say he lost 1, so 2nd down and 11 coming for Labette County. As the Vikings we talked about in the pregame, their safeties play 10 to 12 yards off the ball. So they crowd the box. You're going to have to eventually burn them deep.
It's almost like they're just running like a middle linebacker position or something. It's kind of awkward, but I guess, it's working so far. And we haven't thrown anything deep, so no reason for him to be back there.
Snap once again to Peak. He drops back looking left. He continues to look. Going deep ball. It looks to be overthrown and picked off by the Vikings. Number 23, Trent Beckwith, as he had a wide open man in Derek Jones 10 yards down the field. They elect to go the deep route, and it's an interception once again for Cooper Peak, making his 4th interception of the season. as it's going to be Viking football on their own 48-yard line. So good field position for this Viking offense, putting the Grizzlies in a predicament here once again on the defensive side.
The O-line did a great job there. He had a lot of time, wasn't pressured, no hands in his face. Just didn't make the best throw, but really good job by the O-line.
Yingling under center, takes a snap, hands it off, and a dead ball as it was a false start against the Viking offense. Back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, and that's something that hasn't happened to the Grizzlies yet. Has there been we got a block in the back on a kickoff. But that's it. And at Pittsburgh, we were beating ourselves there for a while. So nice job playing the game right by the Grizzlies.
10:25, so just a little over 2 minutes, or a little under 2 minutes in to this second quarter. 7-0 Vikings lead with Yingling coming back to the shotgun set. And he's going to have Acosta to his left. 2 wide receivers split out to the far side, 1 to the near side. He's looking near side, looks for the double move. Quarterback and wide receiver not on the same page, as the intended receiver was number 25, Audric Parker, for the Vikings.
Another flag. It looked like, I think it was Evan Flatt was holding him, but the flag came from the ref on the other side, so I don't think that's what it's on.
As they're talking to the coaching staff, as they look over to Coach Augerbright.
Okay. Ineligible receiver
downfield. Penalty is declined. 2nd down and 15 for this Viking offense. Labette County looking to get off the field once again, hopefully give their offense some good field position here on this next possession.
Oh, yeah, that'd be big. And heck, almost, of course, I don't want to jump the gun too early, but we almost blocked the punt last time. Good thing it wasn't roughing the kicker, though. He went right under his feet.
As Yingling goes under center, it's going to be Acosta back 5 yards, ready for the handoff. There's a snap, and they go back to the fullback give, and Labette County sitting right there on it, wrapped up and taking him down is number 67, Robert Tobel with the tackle, as it is 3rd down and 15 for the Viking offense, as Yingling waits on the play to come in here from the sideline. Jack defense continues to battle hard, 7-0. You can't really fault them for giving up the 7. Mental breakdown here early, but to be expected.
Yeah, and putting a familiar position off of a pick, and I'd be just fine if the Vikings ran the ball up the gut every time for the rest of the night, because our front is really, really good.
Yingling immediately sacked. Hunter Shaplowski comes right through the line.
That.
What a play from Shaplowski, as he is severely outsized on that front, but able to rip through the line right out of the gate and wrap him up for a loss of 5. May give him 6 on the loss, as it's 4th and forever for this Viking offense. 4th and 19, and it's going to be punt time for the Vikings. Trey Vincent with his heels on the 29-yard line, ready for the boot from the Vikings. As the snap is away, the punt is up. Low line drive punt, and it dies and takes a Grizzly bounce back to the 39-yard line. Labette County with the best field position they've had starting a drive yet tonight. As we get ready to go here, waiting on the Grizzlies to take the field, let's pause for station identification here on KLKC. .856 to go here in the second quarter, or the first half as you want to say, as it's going to be Cooper Peak once again in at the shotgun position with Brock to his right. Andon Searles trotting on late for Labette County. As there's a snap to Peak, hands it off to Brock. Brock tries to go right, spins back left, nothing there, and the Vikings are just swarming that running game for Labette County, as it is going to be 2nd and 11 following the loss of 1 on the carry for Brock. And Jack, they're sitting on the run. They're daring Cooper to throw it. Cooper's got to get some swagger or something and feel comfortable throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah, he does. And Trent had nowhere to go. You're exactly right on Winfield's part there. He had nowhere to go.
Peak looks right, finally finds an open man, hits Andrew Jamison over the middle on the right hash for a gain of 9-10 on the catch. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Labette County.
Yeah, and any play like that will help Cooper out. Just to know, that he can get the ball in a receiver's hands, control it, keep it in our possession, anything like that will benefit him. So nice job there by Cooper.
As Labette County heads back to the shotgun set, it's going to be a fake toss and a keeper for Brock. He breaks a tackle and picks up what looks to be 7 or 8. 8 on the carry for Brock. First down and 10, Labette County, as they're at the Viking 43-yard line here with 7:50 and rolling in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 8 inches. I measured 8 inches from being in the end zone right there. That was a shoelace tackle.
I'm impressed you can measure from this far,
Oh, yeah.
Jack.
Yep. One of my many talents.
Shotgun snap to Peak. He's looking deep. Fires
Nice
a missile
job,
over the
Cooper.
middle to Andrew Jameson. Pick up 15 on the catch, or 14 on the catch from Peak to Jameson. First down and 10 inside at the 30-yard line of the Vikings. And that throw there, Peak stepped into and put something behind it. He looked confident making that dime there to Andrew Jameson.
I was going to say the same thing. You could just tell. The second he threw it, he knew his guy was open.
As Peak steps back, looking once again, tries to go to Trey Vincent, up and through the hands of Vincent as it looked to be a touch too high. He had Brock in the flat, elected not to go that direction. Second down and 10 now are the Grizzlies facing here as the clock is stopped at the 7:17 mark. Labette County trailing 7-0.
Yeah, and maybe Cooper's kind of found his buddy, if you will, because he threw a touchdown pass to Andrew, who was playing tight end, and he just threw 2 passes for first downs to Andrew, who is playing at a tight end. Less hectic, not as much coverage on a tight end, different routes running, Andrew is, other than wide receivers. So maybe he's found a target that he likes to throw to comfortably.
Peak in the shotgun. There's a snap, hands it off to Trent Brock. Goes to the right side and continues up the middle and gets a gain of 7 on the carry. Set third down and 3 coming up for Labette County as that looked to be a good run from Jameson or Brock bouncing out to the right, coming back into the middle.
It was. He's really shifty, and I remember watching him in grade school. I kept stats for the junior high team, and him in 7th grade, his legs, he hasn't changed. They never stop moving until he falls to the ground. He's going to get every inch that he possibly can, and I admire that about him.
Peak back in the shotgun with Vincent to his left. 2 wide receivers split out to both ways. Jones and Yeoman on the near side. There's a snap. He's looking near side. Puts a bullet out. Nobody even in the area as it looked like he was trying to get to Yeoman. Yeoman couldn't get back out in the flat as it's now 4th down and 3 for Labette County. Second time they faced a 4th down and under 4 yards in this ball game.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like, of course, if I was in the position, I wouldn't do any better, but Cooper looks for his first and second receiver, and after they're not open, it's kind of like, okay, what do I do now kind of deal.
As there's a snap and a handoff to Brock. He finds a hole on the draw, picks up 8 on the carry. First down and 10, Labette County, as they're now inside the Viking 15-yard line. As they quickly get back on the ball, it's going to be Brock back by Peak. Another handoff to Brock up the middle, makes a guy miss, keeps the legs turning. Another 5 on the carry for Trent Brock. Second down and 5 now. Labette County still can get a first down before getting a fresh set going into the end zone.
Yeah, I like the hurry-up offense. Here it is again.
Another snap and a handoff. Whistles blowing. Should be a flag because Labette County never did substitute, and the Vikings were trying to sub. Looks like they did get a timeout, though. Timeout Vikings here at the 6:07 mark, leading this game 7-0 the Vikings. 60-second timeout on KLKC.
If you want to help others, then join Labette Community College Dental Assistant Program to place yourself in a field with rewarding income potential, job growth, mobility, and a career that's ever-changing. Start today for an engaging career, which may serve as a starting point to become a hygienist or dentist. Earn a certificate in as little as 9 months or an associate's degree in dental assisting in as little as 2 years. Earn your dental assistant degree for as little as $119 per credit hour. Call today to find out more about this exciting program being offered at the LCC Cherokee Center near Pittsburgh.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
As it is now 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Labette County threatening as they are on the Viking 10-yard line here. 2nd down and 5. It's Brock alongside Peak in the backfield as the Vikings have seen a heavy dose of him so far in this first half. Yet another snap and a handoff to Brock. Looks like the hole is sealed and the linemen continue to push him as he looks to bounce out. Looks like he somehow finds a gain of 2.
Yeah, he did.
As it's going to be 3rd down and a long 3 for this Grizzly offense here. In the first half, once again, another long yardage situation where it's longer than normal, but here we go.
Sometimes it's easier to score from the 15 than it is the 5. So, I mean, we'll see what play calls we can come up with here to create some space.
3rd down play coming up. It's Peak in the shotgun. As there's the snap and another handoff to Brock. As he tries to get to the outside, cuts it up, and it looks like he's going to be just shy. It's going to be 4th and inches from the first down, as we'll see what Coach Price has up his sleeve here. The 3rd time the Grizzlies are going to go for a 4th down in this one. Here in the first half alone, the clock's now down to 5:20 and counting. Vikings leading 7-0, and there's a snap. Quarterback keep. They push the piles. You have Jamison and Brock pushing. I don't think it's going to stop. 1st down for Labette County as they've got a fresh set of downs on the Viking 3-yard line.
I like the play call, and on top of that, I like that we didn't take much time. It was just like, okay, we're going to go for it. Here's the play call. Let's run it. No need to waste time here.
As Peaks back in at the shotgun, he's going to have Brock to his right, Jones and Yeoman on the left, Vincent the solo receiver on the right. As there is the snap to Peak, hands it off to Brock. He finds a seam. Trent Brock finds a hole. Touchdown, Labette County, as we're at 7-6 with the extra point or 2-point conversion pending for these Grizzlies.
Yeah, and they ran a trap like 4 times on this whole possession, and it paid off for him just now. So great possession there by Trent Brock, MVP of the series. Hey, we can't forget about Cooper's throws to Andrew Jamison. We can't forget about those.
Jack, I'm very impressed you picked up on the trap all by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great job there.
I definitely didn't have any help from Buddy back at home.
As there is a snap to Peak, he looks to get it out. There's nobody there, and it is Trent Brock that just flat gets lit up as they look to get it to him in the flats. And so after the failed 2-point conversion, it is the Vikings 7, Labette County 6. We'll take a 30-second break here on KLKC.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if you didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had my surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
Five minutes to go. Grizzlies finally have a scoring drive as they started back on their own 35-yard line. March the length of the field, put 6 on the board, trailing by 1 now to these Vikings, as it's going to be Harrison Hall teeing it up for Labette County. First time we'll see Harrison kick off, as Andon Searles was the kicker last week against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. The boot is away from Hall, taken at the 25-yard line. Fake handoff. It's taken down now by number 20 for the Vikings, as that is Aiden Harper, as it looked like kick to the middle. The guy turned around, looked at all 3 of his options, and he ran an option out of each one of them and picks up a great return for the Vikings, as the defense once again is having to start on their own side of the field.
Yeah, and it looked like, honestly, after that play developed and the guy chose who he wanted to give the ball to and handed it off, that they were going to be a lot deeper in our territory than just the 47-yard line. So pretty fortunate, really, but not the best, obviously. In our territory is never good.
Yingling in at quarterback in the pistol, and a timeout coming, as it's going to be timeout Vikings here at the 4:53 mark. Let's take it with them. 60 seconds on KLKC.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after He played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery, in 5 months, I'm back to 100% and playing sports again.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
We will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line.
While we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
but if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
Vikings coming back on the field, 1st and 10. Yingling has a man in motion. Acosta behind him in the pistol set. There's a snap and the fake handoff. Yingling rolling out to the left, has pressure, gets the throw off. What a play as it is received by, we're waiting for him to come up out of the pile, as the Grizzlies were all there sitting on it to wrap him up. The reception made by number 25, Audric Parker. And what a throw from Yingling off his back foot, sidearm, maybe a little Patrick Mahomes in the action.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it.
I know, but it was the closest resemblance I could think of because you don't see many people who drop off the back foot.
That's exactly what I thought of. He's done that twice, though, hand in his face, and has delivered a good ball.
Yingling back in the pistol set, man in motion out to the right as Acosta. He's getting it out in the flat. Great tackle, though, by number 11, Andon Searles. Loss of 2 on the reception from Yingling to Acosta, as Andon Searles made the tackle with a man on his right side.
Yes.
So what a play there by the junior Searles. 3:55 in counting. Vikings with 3rd down and 7, we're going to say.
Yeah, 7.
From the Grizzly 45-yard line.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. That was not a gimme tackle. He had a guy right there, like physically on him, so he kind of had to reach awkwardly around that guy and made a great solo tackle.
False start there by the Vikings. The whole left side went too soon as Yingling and Acosta are frustrated. Loss of 5 coming, push them back. 3rd down and forever now for the Vikings as what looked to be a manageable 3rd down now becomes, let's look through our playbook. What do we got for 3rd and 13 right now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what you don't do if you're the Grizzlies defense is play off. Don't play off. Don't play at the sticks. Keep doing what you're doing. The pass rush has been there, and keep it there this play more than any other.
Yingling going back to the pistol set. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Acosta lined up 3 yards behind Yingling. He takes the step, looks left, has a man over, and he receives it, and he breaks a tackle. It's going to be number 4, Braden Ledford.
Flag.
Several flags back as he does pick up the 1st down before running out of bounds at the 25-yard line, Labette County, but I can almost guarantee this one is coming back for the Vikings following several block in the backs there on the play.
Yeah, there's 3 flags on the field.
There is plenty of laundry, and it's all the same call, block in the back against the Vikings. The Grizzlies will elect to accept the penalty, back them up 10 more yards, and now it's 3rd and 23 for the Viking offense.
Yeah, and potentially if we can hold them or even sack them like we did a possession ago, better field position for our offense.
Yeah, as long as they don't flip field position or they're good punt.
Well, yeah, that's true. But at this point, I don't care where we get the ball. I just want it. Because if Winfield keeps the ball after this play, that means that they got a 1st down.
That is true.
I just want the ball.
After this play, they get a 4th down, dude. 3rd down and 6, or 3rd down and 24 for the Vikings, as it's going to be a shotgun set for Yingling and Acosta.
I just can't escape you.
Another flag on the play, deep ball looking down the field, and a flag now against Labette County's Russell McCarty for defensive pass interference. It's going to be an offset as we've got one back at the line of scrimmage, and then another one down the field. We're going to see what the mess is, as again, 3 flags on the field at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic, but it didn't really – it may have been interference, but they just kind of ran into each other, and just the collision kind of happened. But
first flag is holding against the Vikings. Second one, a block or defensive pass interference against the Grizzlies. They offset. We'll replay 3rd down and 24 for the Vikings here at the 250 mark, as it is the Vikings 7, Labette County 6.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that could have been a lot worse there, because if they don't hold this, then they're going to get the ball, Well, I guess they do pass interference weird. Like, sometimes it's at the spot of the foul, and other times it's just like 10 yards, but could have been a lot worse.
As we go back to the same set, shotgun set, Yingling and Acosta in the backfield, as there's motion from the Vikings, number 64 this time, Jackson Jellings, back him up 5 more yards, and now we've turned to third in the country mile here in Winfield, as it's going to be third down once again for this Viking offense.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane. Like, they started in our territory, and now they're almost our red zone.
Jack says they started territory. For those listening on the radio, the Vikings had the start of this first down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Now the Vikings have third and forever as they're in the Grizzlies' 34-yard line, or their own 34-yard line now, as there's a snap, deep ball coming from Yingling, just gets rid of it. An interception by number 25, Andrew Jameson. What a play, and another flag in the backfield, as we hope it's not roughing the passer against Labette County. We'll wait to see what the official says. Personal foul, roughing the passer against the Grizzlies.
That's
an automatic first down following the pass interference. And it continues to get worse for Labette County, as Argerbright cannot believe he's asking for an explanation. As he was throwing the ball in the same motion he got hit.
Yeah.
And so I understand the argument coming from Labette County, but either way, it's now first down and 10 for the Vikings. Correction, maybe is it first down, Jack?
Yeah, it should be.
As it will be first down and 10 for the Vikings at the 48-yard line, their own 48. So we're back to square one now in this possession. It is 2:43, so now the best thing for these Grizzlies is to be able to get a 3 and out. As a snap coming as they go back under center, Yingling hands it off to the fullback, Labette County right there, no gain on the play, as Noah Grady and Andon Searles are right there to wrap up number 25, Audric Parker. Second down and 10 coming for Labette County.
It is
tough. For Vikings.
You're fine. It is tough to get past that Grizzly front. It is tough. You almost have to just either, get lucky and find a hole that is rarely there, or bounce around to the outside, because it is tough to just go right up the gut on this Grizzly front line.
As they're going back to the pistol set, fullback to the right of Yingling. Acosta 3 yards back. It's a fake handoff, pulls it down, and right there is number 31 for the Grizzlies, as that is Cody Hamilton coming off the outside blitz and sacks the quarterback, Yingling, for a loss of what turns out to be 7 yards, 3rd and 17 for these Vikings, as it's a timeout on the field. Let's take 30 seconds here on KLKC.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you're trying to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke. It's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time.
That smells fast.
Better call 911. At Strokes First Sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
After what seems to be a bizarre last 4 minutes here in this first half, there's still 1:58 to go here in the first half, and the Vikings stare down the barrel once again of a 3rd down and 17, as what we saw earlier was a 3rd and 24 bailed out by the Labette County defense with a roughing and passer that seemed to be questionable. Either way, back in the same situation, Grizzlies looking to get a 3 and out here and get back off the field.
Yeah, and what I love, regardless of what happens on this play, is that it was 3rd and 24, and after that roughing the passer call, the Grizzlies defense could have just easily said, "Oh man, we got cheated out of this possession," and then just laid down. They didn't lay down. They went back and returned the favor. 3rd and 16 again. A finish here would be huge. This Grizzly defense is just awesome, man. They're so hardworking.
So 3rd down coming up for the Vikings here. Yingling going to the shotgun with Acosta to his left. As there's a snap looking to the right side, another whistle and another flag. As it's going to be a false start against the Vikings.
Wow.
And you talk about going from what was a clean football game for almost 2 quarters has now been a sloppy one for the last 4 for both sides. And now it's third and what was familiar, 3rd and 21 from just what seems to be 10 minutes ago is only like 45 seconds of game time.
Yeah, it's like one of those, ball don't lie moments where, like, the call on roughing the passer was
controversial.
Thank you. And, then they get the first down, but then it's right back, 3rd and 21. So, I mean, it's one of those moments.
So 3rd and 21 for the Vikings on their own 34-yard line. It's going to be Acosta going back into the I formation. Or Yingling in the I formation. Acosta 5 yards back, hands it off to Acosta on the straight draw, nearly loses the football, breaks a couple tackles, and he's finally wrapped up and brought down by number 23, Trent Brock. As Trent nearly saved. If he would have broke Trent's tackle, he was gone up the sideline for a while. So 4th down and long for the Vikings. 1:50 remains in game time here in this first half. It is the Winfield Vikings 7, Labette County 6. As there is a timeout on the field, we'll take it with them. 30 seconds here on KLKC.
A career in healthcare can be very rewarding. Labette Community College students are now more prepared than ever before. LCC physical therapist assistant students learn in a quality training facility.
I'd like to get maximum patient care, so I think I'm going to shoot for in-home health care so I can have real good one-on-one interaction with the patients. The tuition cost was great per credit hour here.
In as little as 2 years, LCC graduates go on to work in hospitals and clinics, making up to $25 per hour. Call 1-888-LABETTE today.
4th down coming up for the Vikings. They're back to punt. Trey Vincent has his heels on the 25-yard line. The boot is away. It's a low line drive punt. Fielded by Vincent. Bobbled. He picks it up, just lays on it. And a late dive there by the Viking player. They're not going to throw a flag, but either way, Labette County football and what was a scary receiving play there by Trey Vincent. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Grizzlies at the 27-yard line. 1:42 remains here in this first half of regulation.
I feel like I say this a lot, but punt returns scare me so much. More than when Mahomes rolls out of the pocket in Mile High. I mean, I am like knees buckled, sweating. They're just scary.
As here comes Peak into the shotgun set. He's got 3 wide receivers to the near side, and it's 1 wide receiver to the far side. He's got Brock to his left. 1:42 on the clock. We'll see what the Grizzlies elect to do. Hand it off up to middle to Trent Brock. He's nice and patient and looks to pick up 1, maybe 2 on the carry. 1.5 is what they're going to say. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 now for Labette County here as the clock rolls at the 1:28 mark.
Yeah, and the scoreboard doesn't show us having any more timeouts, so I don't believe we do.
As there's the snap, Peaks looking, has an open man. Derek Jones breaks the tackle, picks it all the way up to the Winfield or the Grizzlies 48-yard line. Nice pitch and catch from Peak to Jones, and Coach Price signals for the spike as the clock's down to 1:15 now. As there's the snap and the spike, clock will stop. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 1:14 mark here in this first half. As they say timeout before the snap.
Oh, really?
For the Vikings.
Wow.
So Vikings elect to use a timeout maybe to help Labette County here. As it's 1:14 to go, we're going to take 30 seconds here on KLKC.
Just like most of you, this year's been quite different at Wood Doolahary Insurance.
We learned to Zoom.
Daniel, what are you wearing?
Khakis. And we social distance.
But the one thing that didn't change, our commitment to customer service. We helped file claims when summer thunderstorms brought wind and hail damage, and continued to find customers affordable coverage options for home, auto, business, and farms. Wood Doolahary Insurance, a true constant in a year of change.
1:14 remains here in the first half. Labette County on their own 47-yard line, threatening to cross over into Viking territory. 7-6 to score. Vikings in the lead as it's Peak back in the shotgun alongside Trent Brock. He takes a snap looking to the right side, pitches out into the flat to Noah Yeoman. He catches it in space, cannot get out of bounds. What a play by the Vikings to keep him in bounds. Loss of 2 on the catch, and now the officials blow their whistles, and there is one timeout left for the Grizzlies. So another timeout for Labette County. 1:01 to go here in the first half. Jack, we're going to keep it here instead of going back to the studio. And I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about and thank our sponsors for tonight.
All right, I will. We have Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Health, Labette Bank, Woodworth Community Services, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Bartlett Co-op, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, No Dine Legal, Tank Connections, USD 506, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, Community National Bank, Corner Post Crop Insurance with J.J. Bebb, The Corner Store of Altamont, Thomas Implement of Altamont, Zach Townsend with TNT Agronomy, Kendall Hall with the Farm Bureau Financial Services of Altamont, and MJ's Burger House. How was that, Will? Improving every time.
Hey, we get used to that list. We'll be memorized by the end of the season.
We do.
As we thank you guys for your support in this whole broadcast. If you're watching online through our Facebook page, you can watch on YouTube or Twitter. We thank you, Labette Health, for providing the scoreboard and helping us out with streaming this event back to you in Altamont, Kansas, or wherever you may be. Peak rolls out to the right side. Off the shotgun, looks for Noah Yeoman, in and out of his hands. 55 seconds now on the clock, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 11 for these Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that play looked like it was supposed to be kind of like, he didn't fake a handoff, did he? He immediately rolled out. And he had to throw across his body. We might see Andrew Jameson catch the football here.
As it's going to be once again the same setup with Brock and Peak in the backfield, and a hard count by the Grizzlies gets the Viking defender, number 6, Armand Acosta, jumping across, give it 5 yards. So Labette County goes from 3rd and long to 3rd and manageable with 6 yards to go here. 55 seconds to go. Labette County trying to put some points on the board before the half.
Yeah, and that penalty could play more of a part in this next 55 seconds than we realize.
As there's a snap handoff to Brock up the middle, lowers the shoulder and gets close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be 2 yards shy as he's at the Viking 45-yard line. 43 seconds to go, 4th down and 2 here in the first half as the clock begins to roll down. Play clock's at 28 seconds, game clock's at 33. It looks like the Grizzlies will have a chance at one more play here as there's a snap to Peak, hands it off to Brock, looks to get to the outside, finds a seam, and there he goes, breaks a tackle. He's into Viking territory down to the 24-yard line, 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Labette County is going to be on the ball as soon as the official sets it down, and they will spike it here at the 18-second mark here in the first half as they're in Viking territory at the 25, looking to put points on the board, Jack. And what looked to be a no-yard gain, Trent Brock takes control and gains some big yardage for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, his yards after contact there was at least 15 yards. That was exceptional.
As it's going to be, once again, Jones and Yeoman on the left side. And looks like number 17, Griff Eaton, and Trey Vincent on the right. Peak and Brock in the backfields. There's a snap to Peak. He's looking left, looking for Derek Jones. Has him on a 5-yard out. Catches it and doesn't get a first down. Gets 5. I don't know if the Grizzlies are going to be able to get a spike on as there's 8 seconds on the clock now. They're going to have to try and get lined up.
They'll get
3rd down.
Play.
Looks like they're going to get one more play. There's the spike. 2 seconds on the clock. Labette County is going to have one shot at the end zone here. 7-6 the score. Vikings with the lead. They're on the Viking 19-yard line. Grizzlies looking here, see what they have our options. New play coming in. Trips receivers to the right side. Jones the solo receiver on the left. And it looks like the Vikings have backed up into more of a prevent play call here as they've got 5 guys back inside the 5-yard line and the goal line.
Even if a receiver gets open, it's not going to matter unless the O-line holds up. They have to give Cooper at least probably a 4 count before he can get rid of the ball and score.
As there's a snap to Peak. He does not have the 4 count. He's rolling out. Looks to just be sacked and slammed down by the Viking defender as Peak does make his way back to his feet as he got tomahawked down onto the ground. Flag on the play, so we are going to have another play here before the end of the first half as we wait to see what the officials will signal here. Flag back at the 21-yard line.
I'm trying to think what it could be here. It's right by the sideline. Something may have happened on with the receiver. And I have no idea. The Winfield's signaling that it's on us.
As they continue to look, they are going to go over and ask the Winfield coaches what they want to do.
I'll be darned.
Penalty is declined.
I wonder what it was.
Against the Grizzlies. We don't know what it was, but heading into the half, it is Winfield Vikings 7, Labette County 6. Let's take a 2-minute timeout right here on KLKC.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
We will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line.
While we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
but if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
If you want to help others, then join Labette Community College Dental Assistant Program to place yourself in a field with rewarding income potential, job growth, mobility, and a career that's ever-changing. Start today for an engaging career, which may serve as a starting point to become a hygienist or dentist. Earn a certificate in as little as 9 months or an associate's degree in dental assisting in as little as 2 years. Earn your dental assistant degree for as little as $119 per credit hour. Call today to find out more about this exciting program being offered at the LCC Cherokee Center near Pittsburgh.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after he played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery in 5 months, I'm back to 100% playing sports again.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Here in Winfield, Kansas, I'm Will Owens. Alongside me is Jack Leake Jr. As we are at halftime here in Winfield, Kansas. It is the Winfield Vikings 7 and the Labette County Grizzlies 6 as we are on the campus of Southwestern College. Jack, what's been almost a replica of what we saw last year between these two teams. We were talking about that kind of in between breaks. Last year we really feel like the Grizzlies, now that we think back to it, we're up 7-6 heading into half. This year it's reversed.
Yep.
And we continue to look at the dominance of this Grizzly defense.
Oh my
as
goodness.
that front line continues to play solid no matter who's in there. And you really can't say much else about defense. They've been phenomenal so far in this game.
Yeah, they have. And the one time that Winfield scored, as we were just saying there at the break, was off of a deep pass over the top after they had ran it 3, 4, 5 straight times and then just hit us with the long bomb. So we have to keep an eye out for that. But my goodness, the front seven is playing so good. And then there on that final possession on offense, what I took away from it and what I hope the Grizzly offense took away from it is that they played really, really well. They played with urgency. They played downhill, and they had Winfield backpedaling on their heels. And so I know it would probably wear you out faster, especially some of the guys who play both ways, like Trent Brock and Andrew Jameson and Annan Searles. It would wear them out faster. But if we came out of the gate the first time we get the ball and ran almost like a 2-minute drill offense, maybe just see what happens. I know you can't do that every possession, I know. But that was a good final possession.
And we don't have any stats here with us tonight as the stat book is somewhere else this evening. But you can already guarantee I'm about 99.9% sure that these Grizzlies have already doubled the amount of carries they had last week
easily
against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons.
Oh, yeah, easily. And Yeah, I remember last season even, one of our sayings was, when Trent Brock gets the ball, good things happen. And we've seen that a lot tonight. I don't know what his average yard per carry is, probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
No exaggeration, 5 or 6. And he can take a hit and still, I mean, I thought he was going to score twice, but he barely got tripped up there past the first down marker. But my goodness, he's playing so hard. His legs never stop moving, and he hasn't had, I don't know if he had too many tackles on the defensive side, but his presence is pretty good alone. But he's just tore it up on the offensive side, I know.
And it's been interesting to see, we talk about Trent's presence, his yards after contact have been
Oh, it's
phenomenal
unreal.
tonight. Somebody may hit him in the backfield, but 2 yards back, but he's still going to find a way to get 3 or 4 yards positive on that carry. As we are just at the start of halftime, there's 10 minutes, probably more than that, once they add time back on before these teams will start back up here in the second half. Let's take another 2-minute timeout here on KLKC. Halftime score here in Winfield, Kansas, on the campus of Southwestern College. It is the home team, the Winfield Vikings, 7, and the Labette County Grizzlies, 6. And what's been a tale of 2 different quarters, to say the least. First quarter was very clean, very crisp from both sides. Not much offensive production, obviously, when your halftime score 7-6. But there wasn't the penalties we saw in the last 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of this one in the second quarter.
Yeah, there was like a 4 or 5 minute span when Winfield had the ball where there was just nothing but yellow flags every play, it seemed like. And then you got a roughing the passer call. Defense responded amazing, the Grizzly defense that is, and pushed them back even more, got the ball back, and didn't have enough time to score before half. But one thing that I really like is the connection with Andrew Jamison and Cooper at the tight end position there. I really like that connection, and there was a possession where I think it was a possession where we scored. It was where Cooper probably threw for over 30 yards to Andrew alone. First down, 15 yards. And it just is something that the defense isn't always expecting, especially at this level and with our team, because we throw to our wideouts quite a bit. To have Andrew kind of sneaking around underneath their safeties, getting open for Cooper, seemed to loosen him up a little bit. So I really like that connection.
While we have a second before we get into what could be a crazy second half here in Winfield, I'll take the time this time for you, Jack, and recognize our Grizzly sponsors. So here we go. Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Health, Labette Bank, Woodworth Community Services, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Bartlett Co-op, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, Nodine Legal, Tank Connections, USD 506, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, Community National Bank, Corner Post Crop Insurance Agent JJ Bebb, Corner Store located in Altamont, Thomas Implement of Altamont, T&T Agronomy, Zach Townsend, Farm Bureau Financial Services of Altamont, Agent Kendall Hall, and MJ's Burger House. As Jack, we're going to bounce a little bit back. We're going to talk about the offense. You mentioned the connection between Jamison and Peak. I'm more impressed right now. He's missed a little bit of time here, 3 weeks, I think is what it's ended up. The connection we've seen between Derek Jones and Cooper Peak. Derek, we knew was going to have an impact. We didn't know what kind of impact, and right now he can get 5-yard curls at his will against this Viking defense.
Yeah, and we'll see if they play Derek differently in the second half because they were not pressing him by any means. So we'll see how he responds if they press him. And I know Derek's not the fastest player on the team, but I have confidence that he's a good enough football wide receiver to get open if they press him. It's not like it's just game over if they press him. I know he can get open. But the O-line, there have been moments where the O-line's done really, really well. It's just been a matter of delivering a good ball to a wide receiver that is open enough to catch it. And so that kind of seems to be the Achilles heel of this offense right now.
And you hate to put all the blame on Cooper Peak. I'm not doing that at all. But it's almost like when he walks into a snap, his mind's made up. I know who I'm throwing to. I know who it is. That's who I want to go to. And when it's not there, it becomes a oh-no moment. What's my next option before I get tackled here?
Yeah.
And so that comes as you learn. You talk about Cooper's only had not even a true season underneath his belly. He's supposed to be a wide receiver last year for Austin Jones at the starting quarterback. Austin Jones goes down with concussion. We've talked about it several times. And Cooper Peak ends up in the quarterback slot. And so he's got some experience underneath his belt. Not a ton. Still tries to get used to the system. So hopefully as we see him progress, we see him grow into what potentially could be a good quarterback for these Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine. I'm really excited to see him play in the future. And with a couple weapons he might have, Cooper's he's only a junior, right? Yeah, he's a junior.
He's a senior,
sir. Oh, Cooper's a senior?
Cooper Peak is a senior on the roster.
I was looking forward to him having a junior at Trey Vincent and Griff Eaton. I think that would have been a pretty good trio there. I forgot he was a senior. But either way, I'm excited to see him play the rest of the season. He's going to do fine. He's going to do just fine. And we still have a chance to win this game here. I mean, we can't let that down either.
And you talk about Cooper Peak in the future being the senior. Your next quarterback on this roster is a sophomore, or sophomore, I believe, as it is going to be. I know he played some JV snaps here last week. If I can find him on the roster as I look through it all. Number 5, Hudson Baker. He is a freshman, a 6'4", 161 quarterback. So kind of that Easton T prototypical build we're used to seeing a tall quarterback in this offense for Labette County, and so we'll see what he matures into as we are 3 minutes and 18 seconds away from the start of this second half. With the additional time to come, we're probably more looking at 6 minutes. So let's take one more 2-minute timeout here on KLKC. Grizzlies emerge from the locker room here for their stretching routine. While we were at the break, we tracked down some halftime scores for you around the area. First, in the SEK, Pittsburgh hosting the Chanute Blue Comets. And at the half, Pittsburgh is leading the Blue Comets 22-3. At halftime in El Dorado, a game that came together in less than 24 hours, the Girard Trojans are taking on the Pratt Greenbacks and are knotted up at 13-all. In the 8-man football league, Oswego is leading St. Paul 16-8. Erie taking on the Eureka Tornadoes are trailing 28-0. And Frontenac, they had a halftime score. Let me find that one now. Frontenac is still getting close to half, so pretty well a halftime score. Playing Coweta, Oklahoma, 19-13. The Tigers are beating the Raiders of Frontenac in halftime score. One that we will see both teams of. Fort Scott putting a thumping at half on the Independence Bulldogs.
Oh, wow.
32-0. And so Labette County goes home next week in what will be senior night and the first home matchup for Labette County as they'll take on an out-of-league opponent being the El Dorado Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game. You know, I love playing different teams like that, man. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I remember a few years ago with Easton at quarterback going to Wellington, witnessing an amazing barn burner there in Wellington. So I love playing these different teams. I know that Harrison Hall has he went to El Dorado, lived there his whole life, so that'll be kind of a homecoming for him, getting to see his old buddies. But I'm really excited for that game, but more excited for this second half here.
As we look ahead, if you're going to come watch these Grizzlies in person again, we don't know what the specifications will be like for the Grizzlies' first home game with the coronavirus pandemic still going on. September 18th, El Dorado. So next weekend, next Friday night in Altamont, Kansas will be your Grizzlies versus the Wildcats. Then the Grizzlies are road warriors for the next 2 weeks. Jack, we're going to have some fun trips ahead of us. As September 25th, we will be headed to Wellington, Kansas to take on the Crusaders. And then on October 2nd, we'll be going to take on a familiar foe in the Fort Scott Tigers. And before returning home for the last home stretch against the Coffeyville Golden Tornadoes, the Independence Bulldogs, and the Chanute Blue Comets in what's last year's game turned into be the SEK title game, and what could shape up to be the same type circumstances depending on how Fort Scott compares with us this season. As we approach 1 minute to go here until the start of this second half, let's take one final 30-second break here on KLKC.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Ten seconds and counting here on the doorsteps of Southwest College. I'm Will Owens. Alongside me is my color man, Jack Leake Jr., as we get ready to go for this second half action. Grizzlies will tee it up from the 40-yard line to begin the second half as the Vikings will be returning here, leading 7-6 at the half. Jack, what's your keys real quick for these Grizzlies to somehow get out of here with a victory?
You know, I mean, I think it really is simple. They did a lot of good things in that first half. I think it comes down to just repeating those things and simply just hanging around for a while, because this was, well, we were up 7-6 at half last year and lost by a pretty ugly score. So if we can just hang, because even with our boys basketball program, the third and fourth quarter seems to be a struggle. And so if we can just be there and compete till the clock runs out, I like our chances.
As it's going to be 24 minutes of game time left to decide the winner of this matchup between the Vikings and the Grizzlies. Hall set to tee it up for Labette County. Back deep for these Vikings is number 12, I believe, Balin Chatham. Line drive boot from Hall, taken at the 10 by Chatham. He's coming near side. It's actually number 23, Trent Beckwith. He's wrapped up and thrown down at the 21-yard line. This is the worst field position these Vikings will see in this ball game thus far, as the tackle was made by number 30, Clayton Wagner, the freshman for Labette County.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be good, like in the future. I mean, like Clayton Wagner, freshman, Trey Vincent, and Griff Eaton, we're going to be just fine.
As there is plenty of youth on the field. Cade Cronut with a big game last week for these Grizzlies.
Oh, man, there's so many.
Against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. Got the start again this week, as it is Ying Ling in at the shotgun with Acosta to his right. He's going to do a quick out now to his receiver as he breaks a tackle and gets up the side. It is number 28, Harper on the reception. Gain of 3 on the pitch and catch from Ying Ling to Harper. And it is 2nd down and 7 for the Winfield Vikings. I was thinking about Wellington here a couple weeks, Jack. I'm thinking I'm not looking forward to I'm not looking forward to that drive right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Winfield's changed their game plan. I know that's just one play, but Pittsburgh did it a little bit. What Winfield did a lot in the first half was just kind of run the ball a lot up the middle, and then the passes they did made, we pressured well. So I'm curious to see if they don't run the ball as much.
2nd down and 7, shotgun set for Ying Ling. Fakes a handoff. He's going to keep it around the right side. Labette County is right there, as it is number 57, Taylor Johnston, in on the pursuit. What a play there by him. Nope, 67, correction. I think it's 67. I know 87, Noah Grady was in on it with him, but I'm not quite sure what that other number is. Is it 67, Jack? Where'd it go 67?
Well, because I think Taylor, I
don't think he was in the game, as that is going to be Robert Tobel in on the tackle for Labette County. We're going to go with it. Looks like Robert out there. And so it's going to be 3rd down, and after the loss, 3rd and 9 now for Labette County's defense, as they've got the Vikings just where they want him. Shotgun set from Ying Ling. He's rolling out left looking to throw. He's stretching it out all the way aside. Here comes Labette County, knocks him out of bounds. It's Andrew Jamison knocking him out at the 21-yard line. Another loss on the play. 4th down and 10 now for the Viking offense, as here comes their punting team.
Yeah, that's a great stop. The tone has been set. Now the offense just has to go out there and add on to that. But that coverage was just amazing. All the Vikings were just shifting to this side, and it can be hard to guard underneath them, but all the Grizzlies stayed in front.
Trey Vincent back to receive the punt. He's at the 50. He'll take it at the 50 as he signals fair catch. Trey's like, I don't think I did, but okay. As Labette County will have their best field position to start a drive, as they're going to start their own 48-yard line, so right at midfield, as here comes Peak and the offense.
Yeah, and Trey, as quick as he is, it looked like he had a little bit of an edge from maybe 10 yards and get into Viking territory, but I guess we can't be too greedy. But
4 wide receiver set coming out of the break here for Labette County, as it's going to be Peak in the shotgun with Trent Brock, as they signal the hard count and they look over for the play call. As Brock now switches sides, comes to Peak's right. Again, the corners are still playing 7-8 yards off the receiver, so good 5-yard curls are going to be open if they can sell it. Vincent in motion as they hand it off to Vincent around the edge, cuts it up, finds a little seam, picks up 2 on the carry. 2nd down and 8 for the Grizzlies here on the first drive.
Yeah, I really like that motion, that jet sweep there, and that's the play we ran a lot last year with Noah Yeoman, who's also really fast getting to the edge, but just wasn't there that time.
So 2nd down and 8, 50-yard lines where the ball is at, and it's Peak in the shotgun. Once again, a familiar position, as you hardly ever see these Grizzlies go under center.
Yeah.
As there is the snap to Peak. He's going to do a quarterback keeper and follow Trent Brock. Try to bounce to the outside, nothing there. Loses 2, could have picked up 1 or 2. Either way, we're back to 3rd and 10 following the keeper from Cooper Peak.
Now it's kind of a tough play call position because at this point, with those first 2 play calls, you're expecting to have at least maybe a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 because you just ran the ball twice, but Trent Brock hasn't touched it yet.
As it's going to be Andrew Jamison coming to line up in the wide receiver slot, and Griff Eaton will be making his way to the sideline. Peak moves Brock to his right side. Shotgun formation once again for the Grizzlies. As there's a snap, he's looking for Jamison over the middle. He has his man caught at the 12-yard line, or 12-yard gain, 13-yard gain into Viking territory at the 38-yard line. What a pitch and catch as Peak had his eyes set on Andrew Jamison from the start there on that play.
He did, and I love that connection. A quarterback tight end duo is really important. We see that at all levels of football, and it can be very deadly.
As there's a snap to Peak, hands it off right up the middle to Trent Brock. Nowhere to go. The Vikings are just sitting on it and waiting. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 for the Grizzlies. As we are 4 minutes into this third quarter, it's still 7-6 for the Vikings as Labette County is inside Viking territory at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and Winfield's definitely done a better job of containing Trent. Just carried the ball twice, but done a better job on both those carries. But if that keeps up, Cooper is going to be the alleviate for Trent.
Drop back, Peak looking, underthrows it as he was looking for Brock in the flats. Throws it at his feet, 3rd down and 12 for the Grizzly offense now. As what started positive, the Grizzlies got to get something going as we head back to the Wildcat set.
Yep.
As we see Cooper Peak split out to the right side.
Curious to see if one of these times they pull something funky.
As it is Brock in at the quarterback, takes a snap, fakes the pitch. He's going to follow his lineman. What a block by Cooper Peak as Brock picks up 7 on the carry. 3rd down and 7. Man, maybe they're not going to give him 7. We're going to be 4th down and 7. Looks like he picked up 5.
Man, that's tough, man. That is
4th down and 7. What will Labette County do? Injured player on the field. It is a Winfield Viking on the ground as we will step aside for 30 seconds while they tend to him.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if he didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had him in surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
Fourth down snap coming. Here is Cooper Peak looking out to the flats. Gets it out to what I think is Trey Vinson on the reception. He's going to be shy. Turnover on downs for the Grizzlies. Vikings will take over at their 30-yard line. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, that's really tough there. I mean, I'd be shocked if Trey was his first look there because he threw that ball almost a yard behind, or it was almost after Trey caught it, 4th and 8 rather than 4th and 7. So that's just really tough. But I guess you got to give credit to the Winfield defense on the coverage down the field.
As they make substitutions on and off here, it's going to be 1st down 10 for the Vikings, leading 7-6 here. 7:19 remains here in the third quarter. Yingling in shotgun with Acosta to his right, 3 wide receivers to the near side. As here's the snap, hands it off, pulls it out, and he keeps it right up the middle for a gaping hole, runs into his own man, and Trent Brock, as soon as he bounced off his own man, levels Yingling at the 41. What a hit from Brock, as he was ready for that, and Yingling kind of didn't know where he was at when he hit his own man.
Yeah, Yingling absolutely decked one of his fellow teammates, but all of what Winfield is doing right now I feel like is leading to a play action bomb. So we have to just stay aware, which we let slip away in the first quarter. We have to stay aware if you're the D-backs.
1st down and 10 for Winfield. Another quarterback keeper for Yingling, breaks a tackle. He's using his own legs and picks up 14 on the carry after he ran the fake to his halfback, Acosta. 1st down and 10 once again for the Vikings at the Grizzly 45-yard line. And, Jack, I think Yingling's going to try and take this into his own hands a little bit here.
Yeah, well, he scored a touchdown for him, or their only touchdown off of a run, and I was like, man, this kid can run, and he hadn't really ran since then. So I can understand why they're going back to his ground game because he's a really shifty, fast runner.
Yingling coming back with his offense, going back to the shotgun set once again. Accosted his right man in motion is Austin. Snap there, Yingling once again up the middle, wrapped up and taken down by number 31, Cody Hamilton, on the tackle for the Grizzlies. As the clock is now down to 6 minutes, 2nd down and 8 following the gain of 2 by Yingling.
Yeah, Cody's having a pretty good game here tonight. It seems like Chandler Moore had a pretty good game last week, and Cade Kernut, and now it seems to be kind of Cody Hamilton's turn, and Hunter Shaplowski's gotten in there a few times, so it just kind of rotates week in and week out. This Grizzly defense is deep.
Shotgun set once again becoming the familiar setup for these Vikings. Yingling dropping back, looking to pass. Here is the bomb down the right sideline, has a man, and they're going to call pass interference against the Grizzlies. As I don't know if Coach Argabright's really going to agree with that, but it's going to be on Evan Flatt, and indeed it is. As Flatt, they're saying, had a hand on the Viking defender, as that is a huge penalty against the Grizzlies. 1st down and 10 on what was a good play, another flag thrown, as that was a quick flag coming out of the white hat, and it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Labette County as a new man comes on the field. So tack on an additional 15 from the end of the pass interference. So pass interference puts the ball at the 27-yard line. And now they'll step off an additional 15, I believe, for the unsportsmanlike conduct. And there goes the back official. So it will be 1st down and 10 for these Vikings at the Labette County 13-yard line.
Yeah, and that's something I don't really expect of this Grizzly defense because, after that call, that may be questionable, that unsportsmanlike is a sign of frustration and mental weakness. So you just have to buckle down. You can't get frustrated.
Yingling in shotgun. There's a snap, pulls it out, and he will keep it. He's going to have a seam to the end zone, gets to the outside. Yingling in for the score, as he has both of them tonight for these, or one of the two for the Vikings. The other one he threw in. And so at the 5:21 mark, it is the Winfield Vikings 13 and the Labette County Grizzlies 6. Extra point coming from Bryant of the Vikings.
Yeah, you could sense that was getting ready to happen. You could just feel it. Every run that whole series was like 10 yards, and then after the frustration, the unsportsmanlike, that was an uncharacteristic possession by the men in white.
As Bryant has the hold, kick is up, it is in. Extra point is good. So at the 5:21 mark in the 3rd quarter, Vikings 14, Grizzlies 6, 60 seconds here on KLKC.
Just like most of you, this year's been quite different at Wood Doolahary Insurance.
We learned to Zoom.
Daniel, what are you wearing?
Khakis. And we social distance.
But the one thing that didn't change, our commitment to customer service. We helped file claims when summer thunderstorms brought wind and hail damage, and continued to find customers affordable coverage options for home, auto, business, and farms. Wood Doolahary Insurance, a true constant in a year of change.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you try to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke. It's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time.
That spells fast.
Better call 911. At Strokes First Sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
Ball booted from Bryant out the back of the end zone. It'll be Labette County football at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. And, Jack, we were just talking about this possession is all or nothing for Labette County. Is this one really, you hate to say it with fourth quarter coming, but it could be nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I mean, technically, is this possession ball game? No. But we've watched enough Grizzly football to know that this is going to tell the story here. This possession is huge.
As it's going to be Peak in the shotgun. There's a snap, hands it off to Trent Brock. He finds a seam, and here he goes at the 25, breaks a tackle. He's off for the races, 50, 46, and brought down. What a run from Trent Brock on cue. It's a 26-yard gain for Trent Brock, and the Grizzlies are in Winfield territory at the Winfield 47-yard line. There's a Viking down on the field with a cramp. As we will let them get that stretched out. While they do that, let's pause real quick for station identification here on KLKC. As they still attend to the Viking player on the Grizzly sideline, stretching out what looks to be a calf cramp.
And that's something that we haven't really had much of tonight, just a couple, but last week people were dropping like flies from cramps, so we're a little bit more loose, it seems like, the Grizzlies, that is, knock on wood. But Trent has been so close to having 3 of those runs tonight. I mean, just getting tripped up right whenever he's getting ready to break into open grass. But I'm glad that he was able to get one under his belt there, and so is this offense.
While we wait on the Vikings defender to make his way over to his own sideline, so another score update for you that we didn't see earlier. Columbus and Phil Kinley. Phil Kinley under the new head coach of Deontay Wade, taking on a very good Columbus team who routed Frontenac last week, is only trailing the Titans 14-7 in the third quarter. So a good game there in Coffeyville tonight. Not many other scores updated. Right now, Pratt at the end of the third is leading 20-13 over the Girard Trojans. As the Grizzlies are back out onto the field, it'll be shotgun set with Brock in the backfield alongside Cooper Peak, 1st and 10 from the Winfield 47.5-yard line. There's a snap, fake handoff, quick out now to Derek Jones, breaks a tackle and keeps on his feet, looks to pick up 5 on the reception from Peak to Jones. 2nd down and 5 now for Labette County.
Yeah, that's something you love to see. Derek Jones, not known to be a tackle breaker, took a good hit and stayed on his feet and pushed forward for another yard or so. But really nice effort there by Derek. He's such a big factor in tonight's game that we talked about before.
Hurry up offense for Labette County. Hands it off to Brock up the middle. Finds another seam, and there he goes. He's all the way down to the Viking 30-yard line. Trent Brock getting yards at will for this Grizzly running attack. 1st down and 10 for Labette County. 4:24 on the clock here in the third quarter. It is the Vikings 14 and Labette County 6. Peak gets the snap, hands it off once again to Brock. Finds a little seam, picks up another 5 yards on the carry for Trent Brock. 2nd down and a long 5 here for the Grizzlies.
I would run a play action here.
You in that play action.
Me in that play action.
You in that play action. We'll see if you're ever right here.
Me in that play action.
As there's a snap, handoff once again to Brock. Has a way on the left. There he goes all the way down to the Winfield 14-yard line, or 16-yard line. 1st down and 10, Labette County. And it is the Trent Brock running attack here in this possession in the third quarter.
I'd run a play action here. Roll it out to the right, wide open. Play action.
1st down and 10. I'm going to continue to ignore Jack. We're at the 16-yard line. As there's another snap and a handoff to Brock up the middle. He gets hit in the backfield, still picks up 1 on the carry. As it is now 2nd down and 9 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously just so important. It becomes a whole new offense whenever Trent Brock gets into space, because they played like they did before halftime. They're playing downhill, and Winfield is on their heels. So I'd keep after him here. I like the hurry-up offense.
3:14 and counting here in the third quarter. 14-6, the Vikings lead. Grizzlies threatening at the Viking 15. As it is Brock to the right of Peak, and a quick out to Jones, a familiar target in this one for Cooper Peak. It's a 3-yard gain, give it third down and a long 5 for the Grizzlies here as they're down to the Viking 12. A big 2 plays here coming for these Grizzlies.
And this has been a tough place for the Grizzlies to score. Inside the 15, inside the 10 especially, it has been so tough for Grizzlies to finish possessions.
As it is Peak handing it off to Brock once again, lowers the shoulder, picks up what looks to be 4. It's 4th and 2. Man, oh man, decision time, Labette County. Do you pass it? Do you run it? Hand it off to Trent Brock and let the rock get downhill.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are going to clog the box because they're going to be like, okay, they're going to hand it off to 23. So either hand it off to him to the outside or run something just completely.
How about a little halfback pitch out to the left
I
here?
wouldn't mind that. Ooh, we got motion here.
Motion in the middle was Yeoman. Movement on the line. There's a snap, or there's a flag. It's going to be a neutral zone infraction against the Vikings.
Oh, my goodness.
5-yard penalty and a 1st and goal for Labette Counties. It's going to be ball placed inside the 5-yard line of these Winfield Vikings.
No, I can't talk either. It's fine. But do you think, this has happened a few times, on like 3rd and 7 situations down here in the red zone, do you think that whenever we run those plays, we're playing for a 4th and short?
Sometimes, yes.
It's kind of risky.
Trust Brock to get the 2 yards if you have to.
Yeah.
As it's a snap, hand off to Trent Brock. Here he goes again, finds a hole. He is in the end zone. As they're going to say he is just shy. His knee went down on the half-yard line. 2nd down and goal from the half-yard line. Grizzlies line up quickly here. 1:30 on the clock. As we talked about this possession being huge,
yes.
Grizzlies need to punch it in. There goes Trent Brock right up the middle, lowers the shoulder. Touchdown.
That's what I'm talking
Labette
about.
County. Trent Brock, 2 TDs on the night, carrying the load for the Grizzlies as it is 14-12. 2-point conversion coming as they could knot it up right here against these Vikings.
Oh, man, I mean, to pound this 2-point conversion in, because, I mean, even if you tie it, you have to score again to win. But you're still trailing if you don't get this. This is huge. But what a gift that possession was.
2-point conversion coming. It's a snap to Peak. Flag on the play. It's motion against the Grizzlies' front line. False start. Back them up 5 yards. Jack, we say it's harder to score from that area.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
So
that could help.
Maybe it's going to be a little easier now as you're facing a long 2-point conversion from their own 8-yard line.
That is true. It opens up the playbook a little bit more, opens up the field a little bit more, but we'll see what we've got here.
Shotgun set up here for Labette County as the Winfield coaching staff's pointing over to the far side. Don't know what they're looking at as it's trips receivers to the left. Peak with the snap, quick out to Yeoman. Ball too far out in front as he had blockers out in front, hoping to put Yeoman in space. Pass incomplete. And anyways, after the failed 2-point conversion, we're back in a ball game here. 1:22 to go in the third quarter. It is the Winfield Vikings 14, Labette County 12. 30 seconds right here on KLKC.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
Fourteen to 12 the score here in the third quarter. It is Labette County trailing. 1:22 remains before heading into the fourth. It's going to be Harrison Hall teeing it up. Last time we saw these Vikings return a ball, it was 3 different options coming out of it. Hall boots it away, a low line drive squib kick through the legs as it's going to go to the 12-yard line. Labette County looking to corral him as they're going to take him down at the 22-yard line. Tackle made by number 33 for Labette County, Cade Kernut. So what a play by him, and it looks like number 30, Clayton Wagner, as there's an injured Winfield Viking on the field. Let's pause for station identification real quick here on KLKC. As it looks like another cramp here for a Winfield Viking. Jack, while they tend to him, I'm going to take a break here and let you have some fun.
Yeah, catch your breath over there. Our sponsors for tonight's game are Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Health, Labette Bank, Woodworth Community Services, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Bartlett Co-op, Commercial Bank, Labette County Mental Health Services, Nodine Legal, Tank Connections, USD 506, Wood Doolahary Insurance and Real Estate, Community National Bank, the Corner Post Crop Insurance with J.J. Bebb, the Corner Store of Altamont, Thomas Implement of Altamont, Zach Townsend and TNT Agronomy, and Agent Kendall Hall with Farm Bureau Financial Services of Altamont, and MJ's Burger House.
You love that word "and," buddy. As we get to see the guy make it over to the sideline. It looks like they're rubbing out the back of his leg, so it looks like a calf muscle injury for the Vikings as it's 1st and 10 for the Viking offense. Ying Ling's been the man to stop here as he's ran like a man possessed, hands it off to Acosta. Acosta bounces the outside now as John Kohler is in pursuit. And finally, it's going to be Russell McCarty bouncing Acosta out of bounds after a gain of 11 yards, 1st down and 10 on one play for the Viking running attack.
Yeah, we could be looking at another touchdown here if both of those guys get going. Both Acosta, I believe, yes, and Ying Ling, both really good runners, and one at quarterback who can also throw the ball. So it could be deadly if both of them get going on the ground.
So 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Grizzly, or at their own 33-yard line. Yingling in shotgun, Acosta to his right. As there's a snap, hands off to Acosta as he tries to get the outside before being wrapped up and brought down by Noah Grady and Andon Searles. Gain of 3-4 on the carry, 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings here as we are under 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Vikings 14, Labette County 12 as we're setting up for what could be a very entertaining 4th quarter.
Yeah, it could be, and just think, I mean, I know, if, ands, buts, all those things, but if we get both 2-point conversions, we have the lead right now. And it's and they're playing from behind, not us.
Ying Ling back in shotgun, 28 seconds on the clock, 6 on the play clock, and it's a quarterback keeper up the middle. Labette County right there, tripped up initially by Andrew Jamison and finished off by
Andon.
Nope, it was number 87. It was 87, Noah Grady, who had him, and Searles came in late for the tackle.
I'll take it.
As it is 3rd down and 3 now for the Vikings, as that will be the end of the 3rd quarter here in Winfield, Kansas. Vikings 14, Labette County 12, 60 seconds here on KLKC.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
A career in healthcare can be very rewarding. Labette Community College students are now more prepared than ever before. LCC physical therapist assistant students learn in a quality training facility.
I'd like to get maximum patient care, so I think I'm going to shoot for in-home health care so I can have real good one-on-one interaction with the patients. The tuition cost was great per credit hour here.
In as little as 2 years, LCC graduates go on to work in hospitals and clinics, making up to $25 per hour. Call 1-888-LABETTE today.
Third down and 2 for the Winfield Vikings here, and what could be a big stop for this Grizzly defense as the ball is placed at the 41-yard line for Winfield. Ying Lee under center, and there's false start against Winfield. I'm really confused by what just happened. It looked like he spiked it.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? That was not offsides, though. That was great timing. I don't know who that was. I think it was Andrew.
It was indeed a false start against the Vikings.
Yeah.
As it'll be a back 'em up 5 yards, so a 3rd down and 8 now for the Viking offense, along 7-8 yards, and it will be a chance for these Grizzlies to get a big stop here and give their offense good field position going in to their next series.
Yeah, and big is the word for it because, honestly, if Winfield goes down and scores here and takes a couple more minutes off the clock, it could be looking tough for the Grizzlies because you can only play catch-up for so long, especially whenever it's kind of tough for you to score on offense.
Pass out, take it away as it's Andon Searles reading Ying Lee. Interception, Labette County. It is their ball in the Viking territory at the 31. Momentum shift for these Grizzlies as we're just 7 seconds in to the start of this 4th quarter.
I wanted to say it so bad before this possession started. It's turnover time, but I didn't want to jinx them because at Pittsburgh you could kind of feel the tables start to turn. And then we got a scoop and score and a pick by Evan Flatt. And just here, Andon Searles coming in clutch for this Grizzly defense. But that was perfect timing for an interception. Capitalize, capitalize, capitalize if you're the offense.
And here comes a snap and a familiar handoff to Trent Brock. Tries to bounce the outside, finds a seam, picks up what looks to be 7 yards on the carry for the Brock attack. 2nd down and 3 coming for the Grizzly offense as they continue to give a heavy dose of Trent Brock in this 2nd half.
Yes, they do. The Brock attack. What do we call him in basketball? The Brock wall?
Brock wall.
Brock wall.
As this is shotgun formation once again. Another handoff to Trent Brock. He's got a hole up the left side, does a spin move, keeps the pile pushing as it's Labette County versus Winfield pushing the pile. Looks like Labette County is going to gain 2 yards on the carry. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 for these Grizzlies and their offense.
It did not look like he gained 2 yards there, but he just pushes the pile. Just every bit, man, I'm telling you.
Cooper Peak back in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to the right. And it is Trent Brock once again in the backfield. As there's a snap, handoff to Trent, looks to find a hole, puts his shoulders down. He's going to get it. Gain of 5 on the carry for Trent Brock as it is 1st down and 10 Labette County at the Winfield 18-yard line as the Grizzlies are looking to threat to take a lead here for the first time in this ballgame.
Yeah, and how do you not hand it off there? I mean, you have to. It's 3rd and 2. Trent's feeling it right now. How do you not run the ball?
Man in motion. It's Yeoman, fakes the handoff to him, hands it off to Trent Brock. He's got a hole up the middle. Another 6 yards on the carry. 7 yards are going to give him for Trent Brock. 2nd down and 2 for the Grizzlies.
You know, it's kind of getting to the point now where if you're the offensive line, we're running the ball a lot. One holding call could bring this to a halt. Be careful, play smart, let Trent find the hole. And we still have 4 good wide receivers on the field too, Will.
There's a snap, another handoff. Trent Brock, Vikings are there, and they're just sitting on it. Back him up. What looks to be, I think he got back to the line of scrimmage actually, so no
somehow.
game on the play. 3rd down and 4 for Trent Brock and this Grizzly offense.
And Trey Vinson was put in motion there. And the Vikings were highly anticipating a Trent Brock run up the middle. Toss there to Trey would have been big, I think.
Peek in shotgun. They look over to Coach Price and his signal callers as it looks like it's going to be 2 wide receivers to both sides. Peek says something to his line, and here we go. There's a snap, another handoff to Trent Brock. Sidesteps the defender. Looks like he's 1 yard shy, so 4th and inches. For the Grizzly offense.
Oh.
Well, it looks to be a long, pretty close to a yard.
I was going to say, if you're inches, QB sneak, it seems to work well at this level. Just kind of, shove the blob forward. But this is a long 1 yard here. What do you do, Will?
As it's going to be a Trent Brock handoff coming once again. And here we
clogged.
go. He finds a way to the outside. Looks like he got the 1st down. We'll see where the official spots it is. It is a big spot. As they're going to say he did not get it. So a 4 and out in the red zone for the Grizzlies. Vikings take over possession on their own 10-yard line. First down and 10. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remain in regulation.
I mean, good job there by Winfield, obviously, holding a man who's averaging probably 6 yards a carry to nothing there, essentially. But he had ran the ball in that same area of the field like that whole possession. So, I mean, it was kind of anticipated and predictable, but I understand the play call because of what he had done that possession.
As here we go, Ling is in at the shotgun position with Acosta to his right. He's going to keep it on a QB keeper up the middle, has a hole before being wrapped up and brought down by Searles and Brock. As Trent Brock, you got to think, has got to be getting close to that gassed mark as he continues to go, as it's going to be second down now and 3 for the Viking offense.
And he's held up so well. He's ran for probably more yards here in the second half. Well, he had that really long run, probably more yards in the second half than the first half. So, I mean, he definitely hasn't withered down much. But, yeah, here coming down the stretch, playing on both sides pretty heavily, especially after that pick, is going to wear him down a little bit.
As is Ying Ling in at the pistol. Hands it off to Acosta up the middle. Acosta has a little seam before being wrapped up and brought down by Shaplowski and Brock. First down for the Vikings, as it is going to be 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. 7:55 clock will start on the official signal. And so we can imagine we're going to see a heavy dose of running from these Vikings here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and you never want to count out the fact that, it's still a 2-point game, so they're not going to play too passive. You still have to keep an eye out for a pass, obviously. But, yeah, you can definitely tell that the yards per carry for the Vikings has definitely gone up, which, you kind of expected. But this defense is still holding up really, really well and a lot longer than they did against Pittsburgh last week.
Shotgun set for Ying Ling. He fakes the handoff, gives it off to Acosta, actually wrapped up. Breaks a tackle from Searles and picks up 5 on the carry before being brought down by number 61. Chandler Chumpa Moore on the tackle for Labette County, as it looks like it's him, Shaplowski, number 67, Robert Tobel on the defensive front, along with Noah Grady. Jamison, Kernut, Searles at the linebackers positions, and then it is McCarty, Flatt, Kohler, and Brock at the DBs. Handoff up the middle to Acosta. Labette County there, but got to get to him, as it is a gain of what looks to be 3 or 4 following the carry from Acosta, and it was a host of Grizzlies in on the tackle, as it looks like Grady, Shaplowski, and a couple others get up off the pile. It looks like Acosta's slow to get up, and they finally help him up.
Yeah, he's playing really good right now. He's moving the ball down the field with confidence, taking some hits. He's playing really good right now.
3rd down and a yard for the Viking offense. 6-11 and rolling here in this fourth quarter. Labette County trailing 14-12. Mitchell House coming into the game at the D-line position, replacing Chandler Moore. As Labette County's looking for a big stop here on 3rd and 1. You can imagine it's a fullback give up the middle right now for Ying Ling. Labette County comes through line trying to guess it. Hard count got him, as it was Hunter Shaplowski coming through trying to jump the snap count. It's worked for him a couple times, so you can't really fault it too much. As Labette County's got to get a stop now. 1st down and 10, 5:50 on the clock. Ball is on the Winfield 37-yard line.
Yeah, when that works, it's one of those things that you praise. So I mean, and he's done it a couple times and made a couple tackles in the backfield. So I'm not upset at him at all.
As it's going to be pistol set for Ying Ling. Acosta behind him by 3 yards. There's a snap handoff to Acosta. As Acosta gets to the outside, flag on the play. We'll wait to see what the white hat is called.
Winfield
gain
coach
of
is mad.
4 on the carry for Acosta, as it's a holding call against the Vikings. Back them up 10 yards on the hold, as that will, from the spot, that doesn't help them to begin with, but it's good for Labette County here.
Yep.
As it will be first down and roughly 20,
20, yeah,
for these Winfield Vikings.
Yeah, and at this point, you really don't have an option. You have to get a stop here. They're sucking a lot of time off the clock, and now or never. Got to get a stop here.
5:12 and counting. Clock is moving here as the Vikings continue to keep the ball on the ground. Yingling in shotgun. 3-wide receiver far side. He's going to keep it on QB sneak. Ball ripped out. It's on the carpet, and it's going to be ball still loose. We don't know who has it. White Hat is still signaling to the Vikings, as that was Andon Searles coming in and ripping the ball out of Yingling's hand. Picked up by the Vikings, though, off the carpet at the 23-yard line. Second down now for these Vikings, as the Grizzlies are trying to smell blood here on this possession. 4:35 and rolling, as the Vikings continue to eat time off the clock here in Winfield.
Yeah, and that'll make you hold your breath if you're a Vikings fan here, which, adding on to that, there are quite a few here, really, and they got a pretty good student section down there, which I like, but great initial contact there by Robert Tobel.
Yingling going back under center I formation. There's a snap, hands it off to number 6, Acosta. Andrew Jamison blew that play up, and his team finished it off. It looked to be number 58, Mitchell House, in there along with Hunter Shaplowski. 3:52, it's 3rd and 19. Labette County, they're banking on a stop here.
Oh, I mean, you got to have it. I mean, it could be game, unless you get a fumble or something. They've had the ball since, the 9-minute mark?
As Labette County is going to be looking at getting the ball back roughly around the 2:30 mark, pending getting a stop here.
Got to get that first.
As it's going to be Yingling with Acosta to his left. There's a snap, fakes a handoff. Acosta does have it, actually, as he comes around the other side, breaks a tackle, and gets out of bounds. Depends to where they spot it at. He's going to be shy of the first down as he gets it all the way back up to the 42-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and 7.
I'm not surprised if they go for it.
For this Viking offense.
Oh.
As here comes the punter.
Trust the defense. I like it.
Trust the defense. Here is the call for the Vikings. Back deep is Trey Vincent. 3:18 on the clock. And this is do or die now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and you got to stop the fake. I mean, my dad always told me, just anticipate it's most likely going to be a fake.
As there is the snap, the punt is away. It's a low one, as it's going to take a bounce.
Get away from the ball.
And go out of bounds at the 22, as it was Evan Flatt and Trey Vincent staying real close to the football there.
You know that's a pet peeve of
If
mine.
you can hear Jack saying stay away from the football, if that ball takes a different bounce and it hits you better be ready to jump on it.
I just don't understand.
While they get sorted out, let's take a time for station identification here on KLKC. Dramatic setup here in Winfield, Kansas at Southwestern College. It is Labette County trailing the Vikings 14-12, 3:09 on the clock. Grizzlies have the football at the 22-yard line, as it is Peak and Brock in the backfield. Handoff to Trent Brock up the middle, finds a seam and gets out for a 6-yard carry. Clock will be rolling. Labette County's got a long field ahead of them, as they are on their own 27-yard line now. Second down and 5.
Yeah, and I don't think that time is a factor, honestly. 2 minutes, 50 seconds is forever, especially with 3 timeouts.
As there's a handoff to Yeoman on the right side. Breaks through a tackle, spins forward, looks to get close to the first down, as it is the official stopping the clock.
Yep.
As it's going to be real close. We'll see what they say, as they haven't signaled yet. First down and
first
10
down
for Labette County, as the chains are moving. Clock is rolling, 2:32. Snap to Peak, handoff to Brock. Finds a seam up the middle, gets into the secondary, and picks up another 6 on the carry for Trent Brock, as he's got to be well over 100 yards in this one, and not a good sign for Labette County, as Trent Brock is down on the turf and he isn't moving, as he's finally rolling over to his side, holding his leg. Let's step aside for 30 seconds as they tend to the running back, Trent Brock.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if you didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had my surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
Scary sight here in Winfield, Kansas for the Grizzlies, as their do-it-all man Trent Brock is laying on the field being tended to, as he is at the 39-yard line, being surrounded by coaching staff and the athletic trainer from Winfield, as it looked like he got hit high and low, as the Grizzlies are on a knee and the Winfield Vikings are over on their sideline, while they continue to tend to Brock, as he looks to make his way up now, but he's sitting up. Let's take one more 30-second break here on KLKC.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tingle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you try to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke. It's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time. That spells fast.
Better call 911.
At Strokes First Sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
Second down coming up and 3 for Labette County. Trey Vinson, the replacement running back here for the Grizzlies, as it is Cooper Peak in the backfield alongside him. There's the snap to Peak, handoff to Vincent. Vincent has a hole. He has some speed, picks up 8 on the carry. Trey Vinson hit the hole and he took off, as it's first down and 10 Labette County, as it's now to the 47-yard line of the Grizzlies as they approach midfield here. 2:11 on the clock and rolling. 14-12 the score. If you're just joining us, Trent Brock has been helped off the field as he continues to be checked out. Trey Vincent tries to get the outside. Nothing there. Wrapped up and taken down for a loss of 2. Second down and 12 for the Grizzlies.
He's doing a good job of protecting the ball. I know that sounds kind of funny, but a lot of running backs don't feel like it's cool to hold it with both hands. But right after he got hit, he held that thing with both arms.
As here comes the Grizzlies once again, 1:38 on the clock. Trent Brock still being tended to, and it almost looks like it's going to be of concussion-type symptoms. I don't want to speculate. Double move, it's Pete going deep, and he misses Griff Eaton down the sideline. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 12 now for the Grizzlies, 1:29 on the clock. And with the way the coaches are acting and sitting there talking to Trent in his face, and Trent's got pads off and head down, that's kind of what I've got to suspect, is he's in a concussion protocol now, and we'll wait to see what comes of it tomorrow or the coming week. Either way, Grizzlies trailing by 2, 1:29 to go.
Clock is no longer the problem. It's downs.
It's downs. 3rd down and 11. Gets the ball out to Vincent, and it is a low pass. 4th down and 12 for the Grizzlies. Do or die here on this possession, or on this play.
Yeah, on this play. I mean, it's just tough. I mean, if you have Trent in there, are you in a different scenario? Maybe not, because Trey has done a pretty good job. But yeah, this is it.
4th down, it's a big one, and 12. Viking crowd picking up the noise, as it's going to be Peak in the shotgun. Vincent to the left. 2 wide receivers split out both sides. As there's the snap, he's dropping back, looking, he's in trouble, and it is Acosta getting to Peak on the sack, and that will all but do it here in Winfield, as there's 1:21 to go. Labette County does have 3 timeouts, And so you can expect them all to be called right here in a sequence.
Yeah, and it's situations like those. You watch football long enough, you know what's going to happen. That pass rush was coming, and it was coming in hot. The crowd was behind them. 4th and 12. They're going to send an extra guy or two, and Acosta's a big guy. You could just feel that coming. As a football watcher, you could feel that coming. But, I mean, that's just tough, and maybe you get one more chance here. I don't know.
121, Winfield has the ball in Grizzly territory at the 37-yard line. First down and 10. Ying Ling is going under center in the I formation. As there's the snap coming through the line are the Grizzlies. They got through quick as that's Andrew Jamison timing the snap. Disrupts the play before the rest of the Grizzlies, Andon Searles and a crew come in to finish him off. 2nd down and 9. Timeout Labette County. We'll take it with them. 60 seconds here on KLKC.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after he played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery, in 5 months, I'm back to 100% playing sports again.
Just like most of you, this year's been quite different at Wood Doolahary Insurance.
We learned to Zoom.
Daniel, what are you wearing?
Khakis. And we social distance.
But the one thing that didn't change, our commitment to customer service. We helped file claims when summer thunderstorms brought wind and hail damage, and continued to find customers affordable coverage options for home, auto, business, and farms. Wood Doolahary Insurance, a true constant in a year of change.
Second down and 9, as we did just hear from someone on the sidelines. We see the Gator making its way over there. Trent Brock with a rib injury. They are icing it now, as we hope the best for Trent going forward, as he is a big part of this team. There's a handoff up the middle, pulled by Ying Ling, and what a pull by him as he gets up and picks up 8 yards on the carry. So 3rd down and 2 with another timeout from Coach Argerbright and his staff. We'll pause for 30 seconds right here on KLKC.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
but if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
1:08 remains here in regulation. Grizzlies trailing by 2. 3rd down and 2 for the Vikings, as you got to think it's probably 4-down territory for them to try and seal this one up.
They'll go for it if it's 4th.
As Labette County's got to get a stop here. Again, Trent Brock out with a rib injury, as it happened on the last possession from offense when he was really starting to get rolling or continue to roll downhill. Took a shot to his ribs, and he is pads off and being iced down at the moment. So 3rd down and 2 for the Viking offense. Grizzlies needing at least 2 stops here from their defense, as it's going to be Ying Ling in the pistol with Acosta to his backfield. Hard count there for the Vikings, no bite, as it is going to run down 2-1, and it's going to be a timeout Winfield. We'll take it with them. 60 seconds here on KLKC.
A career in healthcare can be very rewarding. Labette Community College students are now more prepared than ever before. LCC physical therapist assistant students learn in a quality training facility.
I'd like to get maximum patient care, so I think I'm going to shoot for in-home health care, so I can have real good one-on-one interaction with the patients. The tuition cost was great per credit hour here.
In as little as 2 years, LCC graduates go on to work in hospitals and clinics, making up to $25 per hour. Call 1-888-LABETTE today.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
.108 to go here in regulation. A big third down coming for the Viking offense. An even bigger stop needed here from the Grizzlies as they're trailing by 2. And a fumble, a scoop, and score would be really handy right about now. We saw it last week. Maybe it'll come again.
It could. You never know.
As it's going to be Yingling going under center. Fullback and the halfback behind him. Quarterback keeper, and he just pushes the pile.
Good play
His
call.
fullback came right up behind him and got the first down. First down and 10, Vikings, as they can taste it. Clock at 1:03 as there is another player down. Looks to be a Viking on the field this time. A lot of injuries, Jack. We were talking about not many injuries. Now they're all starting to fall at the same time.
Yep.
This time it's a Vikings player down. Looks like he might be cramping as they're looking at the calf muscle of him while they stretch him out. One more 30-second timeout here on KLKC.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if he didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had him in surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
As the Winfield Viking player has made his way back up from being on the turf with what looked to be a cramp, it was number 6, Acosta, who indeed was on the ground. As he makes his way out, it is first down and 10, 1:03 on the clock, and I can guarantee you there's probably victory formation coming for these Vikings here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, what another hard-fought win. I mean, you score 12 points, just as many as you did last week, and it's the exact same thing as last week. They're so close to just, they get inside the 10-yard line and they just can't score. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
As it's been several of those situations for the Grizzlies over the last couple of weeks, 2 hard-fought losses that, man, they could have went the other way. It's just punch it in.
Yes.
And right now, if you're the Grizzlies sitting here thinking, okay, we got to look ahead now to next week against a very physical El Dorado team with potentially no Trent Brock.
Yeah.
As that becomes
that's so big.
A little scarier as the clock's down to 35 seconds, and Winfield will have to snap it one more time. Play clock down to 10. As they line back up in victory formation, as there is the snap and the kneel, as that will do it here from Winfield, Kansas. The final score in this one, it is the Winfield Vikings 14, Labette County Grizzlies 12. We'll be back after 60 seconds for the post-game show here on KLKC 106.7 FM.
If you want to help others, then join Labette Community College Dental Assistant Program to place yourself in a field with rewarding income potential, job growth, mobility, and a career that's ever-changing. Start today for an engaging career, which may serve as a starting point to become a hygienist or dentist. Earn a certificate in as little as 9 months or an associate's degree in dental assisting in as little as 2 years. Earn your dental assistant degree for as little as $119 per credit hour. Call today to find out more about this exciting program being offered at the LCC Cherokee Center near Pittsburgh.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after he played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery, in 5 months, I'm back to 100% and playing sports again.
Final score here from Winfield. It is the Vikings 14, the Grizzlies 12, as I bring in color man Jack Leake. Jack, and like we said, another tough one to swallow for these Grizzlies. A dagger last week not punched in, another dagger this week. We're going to find out what this team's truly made of after 2 tough losses headed back home next week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's just, I don't think people realize. I kind of think that we get disregarded sometimes. You know, like, oh, who you going to play if you're Winfield? Oh, Labette County's coming. We'll beat them. This Grizzly team fights so hard. They had the game won. They got a pick, had the ball inside the 20, couldn't score. I believe they had the ball inside the 10 earlier. Am I wrong? And couldn't score. They're so close. They're right there. They are right there. They've scored 12 points in each of their first 2 games, and they're so close to scoring 24. And they're right there. And I encourage people, if you're listening and not watching, to tune into our live stream on YouTube, Labette County Grizzlies KLKC, to just watch and see what I'm talking about here. This Grizzly defense is lights out, and the offense is so close to being so productive. They're right there, Will.
And if it's a positive sign for any of these Grizzly faithfuls to see Trent Brock up and walking back to the locker room with his teammates, he does have ice around his ribs, so hopefully a good sight for him moving forward, as you hope that means maybe a healthy kid next week going in as they take on the El Dorado Wildcats next week at home. As they watch the Grizzlies make the way to the locker room, I don't believe we'll have Coach Price up here for a post-game interview. So we're going to take a 60-second break, and we're going to come back and break down the rest of this game and get you prepped for next week here on KLKC 106.7.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around